next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
We're back. It's Crunch Time here on Woodward Sports on a Wednesday. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. It helps us push the stream out in the algorithm. The whole crew is here as always. Jeff Iafrate, Booner, KG, Caleb Zarnik. We got intern Riley in the back hanging out with us as well. We got Uncle T Foss in the studio. He's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes to talk about what's going on with Woodward Sports, the website, and all the stuff that's kind of coming to fruition.
Yeah.
A lot of things being added, and T Foss has kind of been on the forefront of that. So we'll talk to him in a little bit. Big show today, obviously. Trade happened yesterday. Not a massive trade, but to me, it's a sign of things to come. We're going to discuss the potential things to come with who they acquired, what it does, what it means, who's available, all that stuff. And we also have the doc joining us today. So
we have a packed show. I'll say this, too, just real quick with the Pistons stuff, the trade. This is why you don't listen to random outlets on Twitter sometimes, because when we were posting stuff the last couple of weeks about the Isaiah Stewart trade, the Isaiah Joe trade, the John Collins trade, every time we would put out some sort of take like, hey, they're going to make this into a 3-team trade, a 4-team trade, whatever it was, all of these internet Pistons fans are like, this trade already has been finalized. You can't do that. You can't do that. The Stu trade's already been finalized. Just wait until this thing's fully confirmed, because now you see yesterday 6-team trade comes out and it's involved all of these different trades that the Pistons were like. That's why it's like I can't listen to some of these people me and Caleb were talking about it before. Some people are ridiculous.
I mean, there's just
that
some
cover this team.
Yeah,
like,
there's just some people that think
I hate it.
Yeah, they think they're like know-it-alls.
I don't want to say names, but there are just definitely people out there who it's
Yeah.
like you put a post out like, hey, this is my opinion, and then they right away like, well, that's actually impossible because the Isaiah Stewart trade's already gone through. This won't work with money. This won't work. Oh, now how do you look like a fool now?
Fucking dumb.
Like you look like an idiot. And some of those people out there on Twitter know
off, Bo.
exactly who you are.
Get it
like,
off.
And you know what's crazy? After yesterday's trade, when we go in there and we put the post up and we put all these different rumors and these different things about the Pistons, like, hey, watch out, Pistons might make another big move. They might do this. They might do this. We still got people that cover the team that are out there that are like, actually, financially, this can't happen. Blah, 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 blah. Let's wait till next week and see.
Yeah.
Because you told me this 2 weeks ago that the Isaiah Stewart trade was finalized last Monday. And all of a sudden, if it was finalized, how is he in this trade?
And the same people were telling us that after the Isaiah Stewart trade, even if it wasn't in a 6-team trade, that we were unloading salary to go make a big move. So why, after unloading even more salary, why can't we go make a big move? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And the tweet that Booner's referring to it was from an NBA writer. Was it Jake Weichman? I believe it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure
he
who.
He said speculation, and obviously it was a rumor, and we put rumor in the tweet that it looks like the Pistons were gearing up for a bigger move after offloading $35 million in cap. But no, we don't know anything, Booner. We don't know anything.
Yeah, we don't.
No one knows.
We'll get to that here.
Yeah, I'll say it's all a lot. I've seen so many contradicting, like people saying one thing, people saying another.
Yeah.
Like that's what I love though, because
off-season, baby.
Yeah, it's the off season, man. Uncle T, you can come on up here.
Let's go.
Hey, let me get my guy together. Hold on.
We'll be joined by Mr. Terry Foster to talk
T-Foss.
about what's going on here at Woodward Sports and how things are happening behind the scenes, which we had this actually kind of figured out years ago, but now that me and Booner are back, kind of Woodward 2.0, new ownership.
Shout out, Joey.
We're getting back on track to where they probably should have been before when it comes to especially the writing side of things, which is incredible, by the way.
How we doing, T-Foss?
We're doing pretty well. I want to say this before I talk about our website. Do you know when I knew the least about the Detroit Pistons?
What?
When I was covering the Detroit Pistons. Because I'd be talking to somebody, I said, man, this dude was lying to me. Right?
Yeah,
this don't make sense, but they said, no, this is the absolute truth. So
yeah,
that's why you get all these conflicting stories.
Yeah, and we've been trying to cipher through them all. It's the off season, and it's always more frustrating because it's such a massive off season. So people are passionate, people are excited. But yeah, that's just how it is. We'll tell the people what's going on with Woodward 2.0.
Well, I want to announce, and I'm giving myself my own title. I am the Ministry of Words here at Woodward Sports. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to get more writing on woodwardsports.com.
Yeah.
And I'm getting all the little people here to write. And what we and we're going to come up with like fun polls and stuff. For instance, Dylan Larkin wants out of Detroit, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to poll all you guys, and I want you to give me 5 people you want to run out of town who are in the sports world. They can be players, coaches, managers, owners, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
From
Yes.
Detroit or
I
just any?
love
In Detroit, that
Okay.
you want to boot out of town.
Oh, I got
already
one
know who's
already.
going to win.
Casey's already
Sky
ready.
Harris, get him out of here. Get him going.
So we're going to do things like that. Right now, we've got some stories posted about people's thoughts about the United States being eliminated from the World Cup. They're writing about their emotions afterwards. What does this mean for U.S. soccer? Will they watch now that the United States is no longer in it? So we're going to get emotional appeals on there. And I have a column that I wrote, how I used to hate soccer, but I'm enjoying this World Cup.
Even Argentina, apparently money laundering.
Money
What's
laundering.
going on with Argentina?
Oh, well, let me tell you. Last time I covered the World Cup was in 1994.
Yes.
One of the players on Argentina did an own goal. He goes home. He gets murdered.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is that real?
No,
It's real.
seriously.
It's serious.
Oh yeah, the Argentinians, they don't mess around,
Yeah.
man.
I actually thought about that when Mexico lost. I was like, in my head, I've heard stories about people like in soccer when they lose or something, they get killed. I've heard kind of
Those are
rumblings
real
about
things.
that. When Mexico lost, they were all like crying and upset, and I was like, I wonder if they're crying because they're about to get like murdered,
Yeah.
or if they're actually like just sad they lost.
Yeah,
I don't know which one it
At
was.
the very least, they'll get shanked.
That's not good.
It's not good
That's
at all.
not good.
And then, but instead, Pulisic, he comes back and we just bitch him out.
Well,
Yeah,
by the way,
that's the worst you're gonna get.
Pulisic was like, well, I mean, at least I get more rest before I have to go play soccer again. That's an insane post game.
Come on. At
That's
some
an
point.
insane post game thing to say. Oh, I get a little extra rest now, dude.
Yeah.
What?
It's ridiculous.
That's just emotions of the thing. So they don't know what they're talking about.
Well, you can tell the people, where can they find some of the how
Go
do
to
they get-
woodwardsports.com. We're trying to get more writing up there. And there's so many people here with lots of opinions, and they don't have the network or the
Outlet,
avenue to express themselves. And the article is going to be short because we know y'all's attention span is very, very short. So we're just going to be posting stuff like 100 words,
Okay.
400
cares?
words top, except me when I write, it's going to be longer.
Oh well, of course, you the legend.
Because I am the minister
do that
of
shit.
words.
Yeah, I love that job title.
The
That's
minister of words.
Right. And if you guys ever wake up one morning and don't feel like talking to each other, you would like to communicate through words, feel free.
Okay.
And KG, I got an assignment for you.
Oh god.
Oh, no, KG.
Hurry up.
KG, your assignment, and I'd like to see this on woodwardsports.com.
All right.
How long will it take for Tommy Carr to unseat Bryce Underwood
Oh.
as starting quarterback at Michigan?
God, man.
That's a big one.
You know Neil not here today. We ain't gotta.
Oh, Neil's not here? Oh, okay.
Nah, but I mean, we'll see. We'll let the season play out. But I might be writing articles. So.
Okay. All right.
Can I ask a question? If I write a 100-word article, what is the rules on grammar? Because the last time we did articles when we were here, me and Jeff were here previously, I would do articles, but I told Broder was the one that was like confirming I'm putting them through, and I said, Broder, the only thing I'm not good at, I did go to college for 5 years and I passed, I did well.
You do
But
ask
the
me to
one
spell a
thing
lot of words.
Is my grammar
Is bad. You know-
and
Hey,
people
Booner.
have tried to teach me the twos, the there, all of that. I'm out on it.
Well, I tell you what.
Commas.
That's like
Can we
second
just
grade.
do a
Booner,
for
you-
Booner? Can we just do it unfiltered? Just throw him
No,
out
no,
there
that,
the
I
way
want you to do that. But the minister of words will clean it up for you and make you look
Okay.
good.
That-
It's no need for T-Foss to do that. Are you familiar with spell checking, grammar
I do
check?
spell check. I do. but I think it might be.
We got the
I
technology.
think it
We
might
do.
be more entertaining for the people if I write an article. Just throw it out there, Booner version. Just Booner version.
Oh my god.
Let's do it.
What do we do?
Why not?
Let's do it.
You know
Comments in
what?
Random spots.
We can
words
do that.
misspelled.
The
I
wrong
won't-
twos
I
and
won't
theirs.
even. I won't even spell check or nothing. I'll
If
just throw it out there.
it's Booner's article and it's like 50 misspelled words, do you really care?
I think that's part of the.
I mean, 50 is a
side
lot.
of it.
As long as you
Yeah,
get this
50 is
point
a lot of
across.
misspelled
That's
words.
how you're getting. That's what you're getting out of Booner's article.
Now,
half of the words. Are
what
gonna
we're
be
going to
misspelled.
do, though, we're going to take the profanity out.
I don't swear. I'm not a profanity guy.
That's a deal
Oh,
breaker
okay.
for me, T-Foss.
Got,
Okay, hold you.
got Jim Caldwell over here.
Yeah, I'm not a profanity guy.
All right.
I'm not me.
I misread you. My
Right.
bad.
You
Yeah.
know what? We appreciate you, Uncle T. For all the people
Okay.
out there,
Reggie.
Woodward Sports. You can check out Woodward's article
.com.
using the woodwardsports.com.
And Darren McCarty. The other thing we did is I polled the people and asked them, Detroit sports is in a pathetic way now.
Yeah.
What do you love about Detroit sports now?
Being on the verge.
Yeah.
We on the verge all the time.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't know. We're not winning.
we got an article from Chris.
Shout out. Platty?
Yeah. He says that he just loves the camaraderie between fans and how you guys wear your Lions gear and look at each other and
That's
hug
the
each other.
softest thing I've ever
Right.
heard.
That is soft, and you know what? do you know how this
Have you seen
article
our chat?
starts?
Camaraderie.
This might sound cheesy, but and then
Love you,
D-Mac wrote an article. He says that he loves the fact that women's professional hockey is coming to town, and don't be surprised if the next championship in Detroit is from the PWHL, whatever
Yeah.
it is.
I'm not mad at that.
All right.
Or maybe the new version of the Detroit Shot.
Honestly, and
Could
it
be.
has nothing to do with it being like the women. I'm mad at that because we haven't had a Lions, Tigers, Red Wings, Pistons championship.
Let the ladies have one.
They could have one, but I'm just saying we haven't had like one of the major sports. Listen, I'm not saying on the women's side. I'm just saying in general.
Boner is a
the
sexist
newest
confirmed.
team, like if we got like a cricket team in here and they won a championship and that's the first championship we get, I'm gonna be mad. If we got like if DCFC, if they went like the MLS and won a championship first year, I would be mad because we've been waiting for one of the four major ones to get one.
Question for you.
Yeah.
If DCFC wins the championship and they have a victory parade, are you going to it?
I'll go, but I'm mad it's not a Lions one.
You going?
I'm going.
Absolutely, I'll go.
All right.
Man, that'd be a great
I think that's
time.
fair. That I would be mad like, if a team just waltzes in and year one wins one.
I think
I'll be like,
I
come
think
on.
I'll just take any win at this point.
I don't know, dude. I want one of
If
the,
it was a cricket chip, I'm going
the
to
ones
the
that
parade.
have been
Hell
here
yeah,
for
I'm
30
repping
years.
too.
I was watching the whole time. In case you
All right, everybody.
Hey, I'm here.
Let's go to break.
WoodwardSports.com. Read us
There you go.
Let's go.
That's the Minister of Words.
of words.
Minister of words.
I gave myself my own
There you
title.
go.
Minister of
All
War.
right, y'all
Let's
be
go,
good.
Steve Foss.
All
Appreciate
right, no
you.
profanity now.
I got to
No-
tell
no
you about our
profanity.
friends over
All
at
right.
Pure Psychiatry. We talk about sports every day, the losses, the wins, even the high expectations. But at Woodward Sports, you're never alone, and neither is your mental health journey. Pure Psychiatry provides personalized psychiatric care, and they got 16 locations in Michigan, 2 in Ohio. If you're thinking about taking that first step, visit PurePsychMI.com. We'll get to Pistons after the break.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You got to add some Detroit style to your next catering event, and Buddy's is the place to go for that. Their menu is packed with fan favorites, including their award-winning pizzas, signature salads, home-style pastas, and more. Save 20% on your next catering order of $200 or more when you order with promo code Woodward20. Visit buddyspizza.com/catering to view their complete menu and place your order today.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. Plenty of Pistons to get into. Before we get into some Lions with the DOC, we'll talk a lot of things with him, but we'll definitely hit on training camp as well. So a lot of things to get into. Right now, I do want to talk about what happened yesterday. Everyone got the notification on their phone, and I know everybody crapped their pants when you saw the Detroit Pistons are trading. And then you read the rest of it. Yep. But there is some good in all of this. We'll get to that as well. But the trade that you saw or maybe missed yesterday, the Detroit Pistons are trading Karis LeVert, which many people were just fired up about, like excited, like finally.
And then you read what the return was.
Yeah, Karis LeVert and 2 second-round picks to the Milwaukee Bucks for Taurean Prince and Gary Harris.
How about that?
So what this move does essentially for the Pistons is it trims more than $12 million in salary off the books. They've carved out roughly $48 million in cap room under the luxury tax.
They also created a trade exception for $14 million.
Yeah.
So again, Taurean Prince and Gary Harris. I'll say this: Gary Harris, we'll see you later. He's probably gone.
Yeah.
I think that one you're just probably going to waive him and cut him. Taurean Prince, though, I expect to be here. He's going to be. He's a good piece. He shot 43% from three the last 2 seasons. He can shoot. He is a vet, so it fits what we talk about with the veterans coming here and helping out. So I like Taurean Prince a lot. But to what KG was saying, freeing up money, getting that trade exception, like what this tells me, and I know this is what I mentioned at the first segment, like a lot of people had different interpretations of this, and I've seen online like, oh, they're freeing up money to sign Durant. And then there's other people that are like, no, this doesn't affect Durant. It's actually to try and do something else. I actually lean more that way. I think this is a sign to me that it's a larger move that could be on the way. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's Kevin Durant. I don't know if it's Trey Murphy. I don't even know if any of those things will be accomplished. What Trey Langdon's doing is that flexibility, that optionality, I think is the word he used at his press conference, to be able to do that if the situation presents itself. So that's what I think it is. I mean, you clear $35 million in contracts with Isaiah Stewart, Marcus Sasser, and Karis LeVert. Didn't mention Marcus Sasser. He was also traded. There has to be something that Trajan in his mind thinks like we could get this done. Now, whether or not they do it is something we're going to be following. But to me, Booner, it's great news. You get out of that Karis LeVert contract, you acquire a guy like Taurean Prince who can play for you, and you free up that optionality to go and do something bigger.
Yeah, and also, too, by the way, just kind of to put on top of that, they're right now $48 million under, with Marcus Sasser, under the first apron there.
Yeah.
$48 million under. So it's not like they're like 20 and they can go get like, or 30 and it's like, hey, we're just going to sign Jalen Durant. They're $48 million under that apron. 48. Like that's an insane amount of money that they're going to be able to go out there and make moves. Listen, if people think this is the roster, they have 17 players on their roster, Caleb, you told me yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there at 17 million or 17 players. They're going to cut some players. And guess what? If they trade for a Kevin Durant, I don't think they're going to with Tyler Hero now because they just did a trade with the Bucks. Probably would have been involved in that if that was the case, or a Trey Murphy. There's going to be players involved. There's going to be cap that kind of lines up with it. And the Karis LeVert thing, we all knew was going to happen at some point to open up even more money. So, yeah, is Jalen Durant's deal going to get done? Like I saw someone tweet out and say they did this so they can pay Jalen Durant 25% of the cap. Guys, that's 42%. Yeah. That's way too much money. You're not paying Jalen Durant $42 million, especially with the way his market's moved over the last week. So there is obviously another move. They're not going to go into this season with $40 million under that apron. They won't do it. And they're not going to do it being $20 million under. If you're trying to win a championship, you're going to try and push that. You're pushing that as much as you can to get to that apron, so you're able to kind of use all of the money possible to build the best team. Like, you don't want to leave any excess, in my opinion. Like, you want to make sure this team is good to go. You have the best players, and you're paying the money. And I get it. Some people don't want to go into those aprons. Guys, like, if you're trying to win a championship, you're getting to them.
First apron is cool.
You're getting to them at the end of the day. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm going, hey, I'm with Jeff. Usually, hey, we might be opposite sometimes. Today, I'm like, hey, no, there's another move that's kind of lurking in the shadows right now. I don't know what it is. In my opinion, I think it's the Trey Murphy one. I think that's the right move. And you keep Prince on this team, and you have him coming off the bench, 40-something%. I put out a tweet there, and this is what I've been saying for the last day or so. There's 2 things this offseason they need to take care of. Caleb, your whole thing, they need a number 2 option next to Cade Cunningham.
No doubt.
We all know.
They need shooters.
Yep.
They've taken care of number 2. I tweeted it out before the show. They went and got Prince. Gary Harris, whether he's on the team or not, shoots 40% from 3 last year in his 20-something games. They went and got Isaiah Joe. They re-signed Kevin Huerter. Like, Duncan's coming back. They have shooting now. The shooting's there. Now it's about, hey, you have $40-something million into that next apron. Go get that number 2 option. It's time to go get them and add to this roster. And they need, like, if they don't do that, excuse me, the coffee. If they don't do that, though, boys, I'm going to switch to Caleb's side and say it's a failure of an offseason. I will, because you have the money to make the move. If you didn't, I would be like, all right, guys.
But
like,
where's the player, though?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, what is the player that you're
Trey Murphy?
Trey
He's
Murphy,
available.
Kevin
Like,
Durant.
like we could be like, they're available. As long as you get the right package,
There's even inklings
you
that-
can do it.
There's even inklings I'm seeing now on Twitter of Brandon Ingram being available.
Yeah, I did
for
see
sure.
that as well. But
Like
you
the
have
Clippers
to
wanna move him.
But
you can't get this far under the apron and then you need a number 2 option and then be like, oh, we just didn't do it just to not do it. You have the option to do it. It's now that's on Trajan Langdon.
No, for sure.
And if you don't get that done, you cannot be, as a Pistons fan, you can't go into this season and be like, oh, well, he took 100 swings and missed on all of them. The reason I've always had the thing where at least he's out there trying is because in my mind, eventually one of these you're going to hit a home run and get a player.
Of course.
He hasn't gotten it yet. So if he has this much money open and he doesn't go out there and get a player, that's a failure of that part you're supposed to. You're supposed to get a number 2 next to Cade. That was your number 1 thing this offseason. So, yes, I will switch back to Caleb's side and say, hey, it is a failure. Yeah, did you get a little bit better? But did your team need to get a little bit better? No, they needed to get a lot better because you just lost in the second round, Game 7, and other teams are passing you up. So, like, I see both sides here. I'm expecting him to make a move
All right,
for a number 2.
so let me ask it this way because I'm starting to feel like maybe it's gearing toward this direction. If they don't get the second scorer this offseason, but they make a move at the trade deadline, would the offseason still be considered a failure? Because they can go into the season as is and maybe swing that second score at the deadline.
Yeah, but like as of now, you can't just be like, well, what if they do at the trade deadline? Until I see it, then okay. But,
I'm just saying, but it's
but last offseason, they were supposed to make a move at the trade deadline, and you know what they told us? They said, hey, we're going to wait for this offseason.
Well, they did. They cleared that money.
Oh, they did.
The
Yeah,
Jaden
but
Ivey
then
deal,
to your point, they were telling me is this offseason they're not going to make the move. So
I mean, it's
you
possible.
you chose to not make a big move in this trade deadline because you told us that you were going to make a move in the offseason,
Yes.
and then you don't make a move in the
And
offseason,
then it's like, wait till the
and
trade
then you're going to be
deadline.
like, well, wait till the trade deadline, and then we get to the trade deadline, and how do we know they're not just going to run the same? This is the Brad Holmes thing, where it's like, oh, just wait here. We're setting it up for the future. We're setting it up for the future. Oh, future comes. Oh, we're setting it up for the future
I get
again.
it. I'm just saying it's an option.
The thing that
because
used
the options have kind of dried up this offseason.
Well, it's starting to. The thing
starting
that
to.
used to frustrate me, or still does frustrate me, Brad Holmes does a lot of things really well. The one thing that always bothered me is going into the season with like $25 million in cap space. It's like you're putting it into a savings account. That stuff used to always. So if they go into the season and they got all this money in cap space, like I'm with you. Like you'd be like, what the hell? Clearly, he at that point you would have struck out in all the available guys. I'm not. By the way, update on my whole my pick to come to the Pistons. I think I gave out the Tyler Hero. He'll be a Piston within the next week.
Yeah.
Bro, you see that guy's
That
social
age,
media?
right?
He's staying in Milwaukee, bro.
Yeah.
That dude's social media is all Buck stuff.
Oh, well, again,
they've been
they just
posting
did
him.
a trade.
He's home.
They just did a six-team trade with Milwaukee. If they were going to get Tyler Hero, he would have been involved in that trade.
I think they really want to keep Tyler Hero. Just
Yeah.
based on just the vibes I'm getting. He's home. He posted all this stuff of him in
Right.
a Bucks jersey. The Bucks are posting him.
Yeah.
Welcome home. So I think I'm out. Tyler Hero might be off the
Another
table.
option off the table.
Another option off the table. I'll say this, though. The one I feel very good about, and I've been kind of paying attention to the most, is Trey Murphy. Because if you notice, the Pelicans' asking price is starting to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're paying attention to what Troy, and I know people are going to say, well, Troy Weaver, Joe Dumars. If you pay attention closely, at first, it was a high price point. Now they're starting to come down a little bit. I think it could be part of this whole Trajan kind of waiting thing is like, okay, we're going to wait this thing out. Kevin Durant's still available. Brandon Ingram is available. According to what the Clippers want to do, they want to flip him. But there's talks that your boy, Caleb, Peyton Watson, that the Clippers want to trade Ingram for Peyton Watson, a sign and trade. But if that doesn't happen, Brandon Ingram's available. So
Yeah.
I still have I'm still very hopeful that number 2's on the way, Caleb.
There's no just real quick. There's no way that they end up not making.
Well,
any
I go
moves.
to you for this, Caleb, because I got to get an update on your mental health this offseason.
Right,
I got to go to you. On
struggling,
this.
man.
What's going on in your head?
You guys know how I feel, and I see people in the chat just saying, "Oh, Booner, don't switch to Caleb's sides. It's so negative." Blah blah blah. It's not negative. It's just looking at this roster and saying that it didn't get that much better than last year, and you didn't address the number one thing you needed. But that being said, I do think something is coming. And I trust Trajan. I like Trajan. He just cleared $35 million in cap space. And yes, some of that might be going to Jalen Durant, but he has all the assets and tools he needs to make that splash move that we were all expecting going into the offseason, whether it's a Trey Murphy, whether it's a Kevin Durant, whether it's it's a Brendan Ingram, his name has been popped up like Jeff just said, whether it's a Peyton Watson, like someone like that. Like, I do believe a move is coming. He's not going to walk into the offseason $48 million under that apron and just putting $35 million in his pocket and saving it for whatever. And KJ, to answer your question with the trade deadline, what's the point of that? Why not just go make a move now and put yourself in a good position to start the season, not wait until the trade deadline?
In a perfect world, of course, but I just look at the way the market is shaking out so far. We don't have any certainty on, a Kevin Durant deal, a Trey Murphy deal. We all think that those are still in play, but you may not be able to swing that, and teams might be more willing to come off of those players at the trade deadline. And you look at the cost of acquisition as well. It might be better for the Pistons to wait. I don't want them to wait. I don't want that to the people to take that as, I'm okay with Trajan waiting. I would like him to get it done in the offseason. But just the way this thing is played out and the way you swung and missed on so many players, I don't know if you're going to be able to get that second scorer by the time the season starts. But the option is still there to get that guy at the trade deadline, which I would be okay with. If I had a guarantee that they would do that at the deadline, I'm all for it.
But again,
because you ain't just, like you say, you're not carrying
KG,
that money for
you're
no
living
reason.
in a hypothetical world where if I had a guarantee they were going, who's guaranteeing you that?
Nobody.
Exactly.
I'm not saying
and
it's
what
a
did
guarantee.
Trajan Langdon say during the trade deadline last year? We're saving it for the offseason. Like we're building up to make a move.
But the offseason is playing out. And
he basically
the
did
options
it.
are
But
dwindling.
KG, you're sitting here being like, if he can guarantee me that he'll do it at the trade deadline, you're living in a hypothetical world where Trajan, basically as close as he could tell you that he was going to make a move in the free agency, he basically almost guaranteed you that, hey, we're setting it up for free agency. Free agency gets here.
I get that.
And he lied to you, and now you're like, well, maybe.
Well,
if
he
can
didn't lie per se, but things happen.
Things happen. But again, now you're sitting here in the offseason going, oh, well, if I can almost get guaranteed that you're going to make a move at the trade deadline, I'm okay with that. He did that for you 6 months ago and lied to all of us.
But
now he hasn't made a big move because the well is dry. What if the well's dry at the trade deadline and there's no one available?
Well,
then
first
you go to the playoffs next year and you're running a right back, second round, bounced. We just wasted another Cade Cunningham year.
But
awesome.
Once again, I doubt that would happen. He's not just holding on to that money for no reason. And it's not like he's never traded at he's traded at every trade deadline.
But again, we're asking him to make a big move. He's never done that. And he keeps saying he's going to, and they keep saying they're going to. It has to get done this offseason. You have almost $40 million to the next apron. Go get it done. If you have to give an extra first for Trey Murphy, get it done. Like, what are we waiting for? Who cares about these picks? Oh, let's wait for it to lower. Who cares? Like, really?
They care, obviously.
But like, make them. That's the issue. Just make the move. Make the move.
It's easier said than done.
No,
No, I don't think it is because
takes
other
two
teams
to tango, bro.
It does, but if they're saying, hey, we will trade Trey Murphy, but we want 3 first, and you're like, well, I'll only do 2. Why? Do 3. Other teams in the East are doing it.
I understand that.
It's easier said than done. It's pretty easy. Yeah, pay extra if you want to win a championship. Sorry, there's a tax on it. It's a fact, right? If you want the guy you want, they know you want him, you're going to have to pay an extra first-round pick. Is that first-round pick really going to deter you from building your roster?
No, not with Trey Murphy.
So if I'm Trajan Langdon, dude, just go get the deal done. You have the money now. You can sign Jalen Durant. You can extend Asar Thompson. And you can go get Trey Murphy, and your offseason's over, and now you have a championship window. And you're there. You finally did it. And I still think he's going to do it, but I'm not sitting here waiting until the trade. I'm not waiting until the trade deadline to be like, I hope that someone opens up.
Now, if we get to the trade deadline, let's say nothing happens this offseason and everyone's disappointed and people are calling it a failure in offseason.
Y'all going to be right there at the trade deadline. Trajan, do it.
But if he does it at the trade deadline, then we can look back and be like, okay, it makes up for the offseason.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be like, it's hard to bank on.
How can we trust him to be like,
it's hard to bank
he was supposed to do it last year.
I'm just saying the option is there because, like I said, this free agency period, you've looked like the options are literally drying up before our eyes. I do still think they are in on certain people, but once again, you got to get these other teams to agree to this stuff. So to me, it's not the end of the world. I would be disappointed, but it's not the end of the world if they went into the season without that secondary scorer, if you can make a deal at the deadline.
Yeah, and my issue is really just if you, especially assuming they re-sign Jalen Durant, like with Asar and Jalen Durant on the court together last year, if we just at last year, in the playoffs, we'll just go off the playoffs. Last year, with Asar Thompson and Jalen Durant both on the court together, half-court offensive rating, 88.4 points per 100 plays. So 88.4 points per 100 plays with those two on the floor. You know where that ranks in the NBA? it's historically poor. I mean, that's like it's bad. And it's usually, if you look at that, 88.4 is their offensive rating, half-court offensive rating. The average is around 100. So they're just worse with those two because offensively because they can't shoot. So Trey Murphy, Kevin Durant, like you have to get that.
You got to add
because you need
someone,
especially if you have Sarr and Durant in your starting lineup. You just have to. And they did improve the shooting, but
once again, this was a 60-win team as constructed. So if you got to get into the regular season and maybe wait for the move, I'm not mad. But I would, if it were to go to that point, I would be demanding Trajan. Okay, you have to make this move now.
I'm going to use what you just said, 60-win team as constructed, right? But I was told when I said they were a 60-win team 2 months ago, and they got bounced in the second round in a home game in Game 7 and lost by 40 and got ran off their own home court. And I said, hey, it's a disappointing season because you won 60 games, and I got fired back by every single fan, everyone at this network. Everyone said, Booner, you're an idiot because it was a fake 60 wins. It wasn't a true 60-win season because the East was down. But all of a sudden, we're like, hey, it was a 60-win team, and we're going to run it back, and that's still a good thing.
You can have your feelings. About? Those are the results. You can have your feelings on whether it was fake or not. They actually went and did that shit.
I'm going by what I was told when I was like the only one that said it was a disappointing season.
Well, the argument.
Well, with all due respect, fuck what you was. They won 60 games, regardless of whether you felt it was fake or not.
You guys all told me that it was not a real 60-win team, but now all of a sudden that they're not potentially not making a move and they haven't made that big move yet. I'm getting told, hey, it was a 60-win team.
You know I'm not basing my opinions off of that.
And
other teams got better.
I'll defend you on that.
East is better.
I'll defend you on that because a lot of the argument was they overachieved, and I was one of those people. They overachieved with that 60 wins.
But if you say they overachieved, you can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say
you can't. If they overachieved, if you guys all, because I was told that by everyone. If they overachieved, you can't be like, hey, let's run it back. It was a 60-win team. If they don't make a move, it's okay. No. There was an overachieved 60-win team. That's what I was told.
But I'm also told the regular season don't matter, though. I'm told the same shit. The regular season don't matter. If we don't care about the regular season, then once again, my point is valid. I'm looking at it from Trajan's point of view, and it is an option. I'm not saying he wants to have that option, but it is an option for the team if they can't swing it in the offseason.
And it's a disappointing option. Good. It's a disappointing option.
Hey, that is what it is.
Let's go to break. I got to tell you about our friends over at Yaldo Eye Center. And then we'll be joined by the DOC. If you're tired of fumbling those glasses or contacts, I know they're a pain in the ass. I get it. I understand it. Then the people at Yaldo Eye Center can help you. LASIK eye surgery is completely painless, and Yaldo has 30 years of experience and 100,000 procedures done. They are the trusted experts. LASIK takes just 8 minutes, and the recovery is so fast, most patients are seeing 20/20 the very next day. So right now, take advantage of their summer promotion, just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. It's a one-time investment that'll save you so much money in the long term on glasses and contacts. Wake up with clear vision. Book your consultation with Yaldo Eye Center today at yaldoeyecenter.com/6099.
Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy is moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
Thrive Energy pouches give me the energy and clarity to find and beat the shit out of every opportunity that shows its face.
Live and direct, I'm back on set action. Create the wave, we cannonball splash 'em. Right court swinging, get your head chopped. Point blank, dead stop. 16 bars in a headlock.
Thrive Energy pouches are for the people who actually want to win, not for the crybabies out there who are happy with a participation award. There's zero sugar, so give Thrive a try.
Go. Most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Let me tell you about our friends over at Water Hazard, but founder specifically, it's so delicious. $5 cans at any R & Jake's locations in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So if you're there, if you're at R & Jake's, get a $5 can. It's best served over ice with a slice of lemon. You can get it on the golf course, and always remember to drink responsibly. We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. We're going to be joined by the DOC. I do want to read the super chat from Dante. Thank you for the 10. He says, the problem with Trey Murphy thing is that who is the GM and president of the Pelicans? Joe Dumars, and I believe there is bad blood between him and the Pistons. What happened at the end? I understand that. I do.
Business is business.
But at the end of the day, like, they're not going to not do a deal.
But
Like,
if they-
someone like Jay Hart, I love Jay Hart, but Jay Hart's like, they have to want to give Trey Murphy up. They do. Like,
if they have a price
they
point
want to.
and the Pistons hit that,
Yeah.
it's hard to believe
I'm
that
more
they
worried
would.
about Troy Weaver. You saw with his negotiations here with like Alec Burks and Bogdanovich. Like, he's a tough cookie.
He's a pick merchant. He wants to get the most he can.
But again, Trey Murphy's a great player. So I mean, if he wants
Troy
to be
Weaver's,
first
he's
round
addicted to rebuilds.
No,
He is. He's addicted
No,
to
seriously.
He is
He's a
addicted
pick
to the
merchant,
NBA
bro.
lottery. That's
Yeah.
it. He loves the NBA lottery. That is his his coping. It's like,
Honestly,
I need
the
to
fact that Trey Murphy is even on the trade market is disgusting.
They love the
It's
Trey
crazy.
Troy Weaver. He always
Yeah.
wants to be in the lottery.
Yep.
He enjoys that. That's the only thing he's good at. It keeps his career going.
Let's welcome in our friend, covers the Detroit Lions for Detroit Lions on SI, Detroit Lions on SI on YouTube, Mr. John Macron. joins us every single Wednesday. Doc, how are we doing, my friend? You're looking good. Look at you.
Wow.
Tan, relaxed. I'm
Hey.
feeling good, fellas. How you doing? I'm enjoying the debate you guys are having. But just to give my 2 cents real fast, KG, I mean, the most important person who doesn't care about the regular season is Trajan Langdon. He looked at the team and said, that's not good enough. 60 wins in the regular season doesn't mean squat. Look back in history. The Red Wings were by far the best team in the world in 1996. They won the President's Trophy, more than 100 points, and they lost in the conference finals to Colorado. The next year, they added the muscle in Brendan Shanahan. So
Yep.
most importantly, the number one guy that realizes the regular season doesn't mean shit is Trajan Langdon, and he's trying to get this team better to hopefully compete in the East to win a championship. So that's why these moves are being made, and thankfully Trajan recognized he can't stay with the status quo because it would have meant the team would have regressed.
Yeah, well, I want to get an update on kind of how you're feeling. We had you on every week. We've kind of checked in on you. I know you're paying attention to what's going on with the Detroit Pistons, but it seems like they just made a move yesterday to clear up more money. Now, we had the discussion, Doc. It's like they're clearing money, and it's about what they do with that. You know, do they make a trade happen? I mean, you've been covering the Lions forever. You kind of know the Brad Holmes experience. And, you know, I mentioned earlier what frustrates me sometimes with Brad Holmes, there's off seasons where he goes into the regular season with like $20 million in cap space. And I know you're looking at that like, what the hell's going on here? You got to be able to use some of that money to add in more talent. But what do you kind of think of what's happening now? Do you think something's heating up? Do you still have faith that something's going to get done? Or are you getting more worried as we kind of get here in mid-July?
Yeah, no, it's interesting, right? Because everybody's wondering, all right, are these moves going to be positioning the Pistons to make a splash? Is it Kevin Durant? Now, to me, I love the idea of Kevin Durant 10 years ago. But if you're talking multiple first-round picks, an investment of $45 million a year, I just think that shrinks the Pistons window for like 2 years. And I don't know why Trajan Langdon would do that, knowing that these owners are willing to kind of have a long-term approach as well. So I'm thinking maybe like everybody else, a Trey Murphy or somebody else even that nobody's talking about. I just hope that it's not just settling on paying Jalen Duren's asking price, because 35 million, I understand it. I understand that he's a young player that can help you win regular season games. But the biggest question mark and the biggest risk with Jalen Duren is going to be, can he step his game up when defenses clamp down in the postseason? But look, at this point in time, Trajan Langdon is making the steady moves to position himself for options that he can have. And I think something big could be coming down the line. That's what the whispers are saying. That's what you guys are saying. So I'm excited to see what that means. But clearly everybody knows the team has gotten better in shooting. Now you need that secondary scorer to get out there and help out Cade Cunningham. I can't wait to see who it ends up being. And I just, at this point in time, I'm still trusting in Trajan Langdon and his approach.
What do you think, Doc, if let's say the offseason ended today, if the Pistons, everyone on Pistons Twitter is saying they're done, what's the grade you're giving Trajan Langdon? We talked about this the other day. Some of us gave him a B. Caleb gave him, I think, like a C. I've seen people in our chat the last couple of days even go as low as a D. Where are you at with that? What grade would you give him if this was all the moves that were made heading into next year?
And assuming they re-signed Duren.
Yeah,
of course.
Like the roster currently is constructed.
No, I wouldn't give it a C. I think that you first recognized that the team had to improve. You had to get better at three-point shooting. And I just think that by and large, you recognized, okay, you can play half-court defense in the regular, or you can play full-court defense, or excuse me, full-court offense and run your offense in the regular season when it comes down to and you guys talked about this when you were breaking down the Pistons' chances. I don't think anybody was surprised going into the playoffs that the Pistons would struggle in terms of the half-court. Who was going to get who was going to be the complement to Cade Cunningham. So I look at it and I say, if it stops today, it's a B-. You first recognize the first step is to understand you needed to move on from players. You needed to open up in terms of the spacing on the floor. You needed to improve the three-point shooting. It's a three-point shooting league, and it just was really disappointing that I really do think the Pistons could have had a shot to get to the finals if the whole issue with Malik Beasley did not go down. I think that he was just kind of the ideal prototype of what you wanted, somebody that could spot up, hit the three, but it disappeared at the worst possible time, and he no longer is part of the Pistons. But you're still looking for that, and you're also looking for somebody that can create their own shot and be a little bit clutch too, just to take a little bit of pressure off of Cade Cunningham. But by and large, I'll say this. It's time now, and now being somebody that was just watching the World Cup and seeing the epic fail of Dylan Larkin and Christian Pulisic, it's time to put more pressure on Cade Cunningham. Look, this is a guy that is the number 1 overall pick. The expectation should be there that he can raise his game to the Kawhi Leonards of the world, to the LeBrons of the world. Maybe he'll fall short, but the expectation should be there that he's got to do more to carry this team as well, because of the fact that you're paying him quite a bit of money. He's an alpha. He can actually accomplish those goals. So I'm putting more on Cade Cunningham if they end up not being able to. Because remember, it takes 2 to tango, and we're talking about potential investments of $30, $40 million a year, multiple draft picks. And sometimes these general managers here in town don't want to be, in a position where they feel like they got leverage or they got put in a spot where they weren't able to make the deal they wanted. So by and large, let's put the pressure on Cade Cunningham to carry this team, lower the turnovers, improve your game. And I think an improved Cade Cunningham, I do think that you can put a little bit more trust in that player to be able to carry that franchise. And I hope he's able to live up to it. But again, you got to remember, Dylan Larkin, Christian Pulisic, others as well have been given the mantle and given the pressure, and they've fallen short. So let's see how he handles it when he's given the throne of, hey, carry your basketball team.
I want to ask you, Doc, because this week before we had you on, Rasul Douglas signed with the team. I know that was probably one of the more, top cornerback free agents. Every time we talk to you, we have to mention something about Terran Arnold. I know you actually wrote an article about how he was getting interest from NFL teams, and now we're seeing that he cleared waivers and he's expected to meet with teams, so that stuff's kind of coming to fruition right now. But the Rasul Douglas thing, does that kind of give you less confidence that there's going to be an outside addition? Because wouldn't you think it would have happened already, or should fans be a little more patient for Brad to add a corner?
Yeah, no, it's always the big question mark, right, in terms of, hey, is he going to add externally? But look, the team made a concerted effort to go younger. Rasul Douglas is going to be, I think, 31 when the season starts. I just think he would have been a nice option, affordable too, less than $4 million for that player that had a good season. A lot of my colleagues liked what he was potentially able to do. Look, you look at it and you say, the Lions do give a lot of trust to the guys on their roster, and they want to see, can Ennis Rakestraw step up? They want to see, can a Nick Whiteside step up? You drafted a cornerback that maybe can do a little something on the outside in Keith Abney. So I think that where the disconnect is, a lot of fans think that, and truly so, that if there's a player externally that can help, you go and bring them. But the Lions are still trusting their development. They trust that the guys that are in the system can come in and handle business. So I would not be surprised if they don't make a move. It's hard to predict, because at any time somebody could come available that gets cut, that they could be looking at now at the UFL. But things are a little bit slower now. Transactions are few and far between, a little bit more releases here and there. But right now it's the off season. Everybody's enjoying their time with their families. So it's a little bit of a slower time. The NFL still has, stuff going on, but I would think we are a couple weeks away from training camp. I would think that if the move is going to be made, you would probably think the week that training camp starts. So the week of the 29th, starting the 26th, 27th, when players start to report, then when they start doing their physicals, their hey, how did you do in training and all that kind of stuff. If there's a player out there that potentially they could add, they will. But I think that the baseline is assume that this is what you got, and you got to go forward, because like you said, we're all screaming, hey, go get an edge rusher, and he waited a couple more years beyond when everybody thought he should do it. So Brad Holmes is not, making his decisions based off of consensus. He just looks at what's out there and tries to make the best moves. But and again, don't get confused. We're just reporting what the attorneys were saying, that, hey, there are teams that are interested. And on Friday, Terry Arnold's agent may be called into question, and the judge may say, okay, if you want us to believe that Terrion is a realistic prospect to still be on a team, tell us the teams that are interested. So that those 3 teams could exactly be named. So nobody reported that Terrion will be signed or imminently signed. It's just saying that Terrion expects to be signed. Maybe it's a little bit of self-promotion, but again, I think a lot of people read beyond sometimes facts and go, well, what does that mean? That means Terrion's going to be signed? No, he won't. Well, of course, if you ask me the direct question, John, do you think Terrion Arnold is going to be signed in July? I would be a little bit skeptical of that, but we shall see, because of the fact, which we have said multiple times in various different ways, the commissioner can still listen to all this and say, nah, Terrion, we're going to put you on an exempt list and handle your business, but you're not going to be part of the NFL this year while you're awaiting trial. So I think that, remember, that reporting news is sometimes just here's the facts. And sometimes the people that are saying things are saying, just like today, Grant Stewart was hyping up Peyton Turner. He's like, that's my dog. He's going to get 10+ sacks for y'all. You still got to talk about it. You still got to report it. But ask me directly, do I think Peyton Turner is going to get 10 sacks this year? Only the slappies are going to really hype that up and go, yeah, Peyton Turner, let's count on it. Let's sit back, wait and see what you got with the player before you start hyping him up. There's hype and there's reality.
Doc, what do you think? Because one of the things that we heard was that TA was actually playing a little bit of nickel throughout camp, and that was like something that they might look into moving him around. Do you think they already felt comfortable just with like Rocky Sin and some of these other outside corners and trying that out? If they were, I mean, if those reports are correct and they were playing TA a little bit of nickel and trying him out there, does it even, like, was Brad already just like, we know something's going to happen, the fact that they moved him inside a little bit anyways?
No, look, the Lions, when you talk to the coaching staff, they move a lot of players a lot of different spots. You want to be as position versatile as possible, just in case something does happen to McCreary. You know, the Lions are one of the most injured teams in the league. So you want to have a Rocky Sin that can play nickel or play outside corner and then play at the safety spot. The more positions you can play, the better. I just think that for Terrion Arnold, you were going to need him on the outside. Clearly, he was your best option. It might have been, comparatively speaking, one of the best corners in the league, but he was going to be outside. I was talking, like you guys have heard me say, I think I might even said it on your fine program, that I wanted to see maybe even Terrion Arnold play safety a little bit. I think his best position might be at safety because of the fact that he might not be as quick as maybe he needs to be to play outside corner. So look, in the National Football League, you want to be able to do a lot of different things. And I know some teams aren't like that. They say, okay, we think your best spot is right tackle. That's your spot. The Lions are a little bit different in that they want to cross-train at a lot of different spots. And look, they're willing to put Giovanni Manu at guard, which he has said publicly now, I don't really want to play guard. But at this point in time, if that's what will keep you in the league and give you a job on a team, you'll do whatever. So, but yeah, it was interesting to see that Terrion Arnold was not on the first field quite a bit. But at the same token, I do think that, yeah, absolutely the Lions were not finding this story about Terrion Arnold to be a shock. I mean, if I said it and Hefe said it and you guys said it, if they were shocked by this, then they're not doing their job properly. Because I mean, behind the scenes, everybody was talking about, hey, Terrion Arnold might not be part. There might be something more to this. I mean, only really the Lions fans were the only people that the hardcore fans were like, oh, the lawyer said he's not guilty, so it's over. And everybody was like, well, they're going to be an ongoing investigation. What do you think they're investigating? So I would be shocked if the Lions came out of this going, we were shocked at this. Now, you could argue they should have maybe made a better investment higher up in the draft for a cornerback, but they wanted to target linebacker, defensive end, and offense. You can only plug so many holes at so many times. And they did get a cornerback, and let's see if they pick the right one.
Do you think, we're a couple weeks from training camp. I know just one guy that's been kind of floated around to place him outside is Keith Abney. I know he's not the biggest guy, and that kind of goes back to the Lions having small corners. I love Keith Abney. I know he's probably more of a nickel. He played nickel in college. But just based on what you've kind of seen or been hearing, is that maybe a potential option that could slide out to outside corner if they actually need one, or you think he's just too small to play outside?
Look, he can do it, but I don't think he can do it full time. I think the guy that you want to hope to step up is Ennis Rakestraw. You got it. And everyone's going to say, who's that player? Who's that guy? You drafted him in the second round. Who's Ennis Rakestraw? Let's find out this year if he can handle the task. You drafted him in the second round. You felt like he was somebody that could come in and do a bunch of different things. I do think Keith Abney and McCreary will have an opportunity to battle in the slot, as well as Ennis Rakestraw. You want to just maximize. And I think that's what training camp is going to be about, is to say, okay, who can do what, where at certain spots to give the coaching staff confidence. But Keith Abney, I think, is a dog. I think he's somebody that now can handle the opportunities that he's going to be given. I think that he's a player that everybody, that at least scouts, in terms of college prospects says that, hey, man, that's the steal. The Lions got a steal of day 3. And now, look, in talking to him, I had a chance to have an exclusive with him at minicamp, and he's just somebody that's going to put his nose to the grindstone, do the work needed, and he's been trained by great coaches at college to be able to handle the expectations. So I do think that him potentially, in terms of his playing time, he might actually, I think my bold prediction might be at some point, Keith Abney might be your starting nickel for 2026. Maybe after a month of the season, he gets acclimated. I think he might have a chance to even beat out Roger McCreary. So let's see what happens. He's a draft pick that the coaching staff seems to like him early, and let's see what he can bring to the table. But outside corner, I think you start with a veteran Rock Ya-Sin, and you hope that Anis Rakestraw can compete and win the job as well. So it's something that you feel comfortable right now. But when it starts to get into game action, let's see, because the Saints are going to come into town ready to test the Lions secondary with Kellen Moore another year at the helm of a team that he just took over.
Hey, I do want to ask you here. ESPN did put an article out, Doc, that had the Lions ranked at number 6 overall for their roster construction and who they currently have. Do you think that's correctly placed? Do you think they should have been lower? I know we talked about here on our show that the defensive roster obviously isn't as great as some other teams, but that offense, you could argue, is this on paper the second best roster offensively in the NFL. Where would you have them ranked, higher, lower, and then also kind of the defense on paper as well with that?
Yeah, no, I like this time of year because it sparks a lot of debates. You're seeing ESPN and Sports Illustrated put out a lot of their rankings, top 25 lists under the age of 25. And look, by and large, you had 2 players make the top 25 list from CBS Sports, and that was Jahmyr Gibbs and Penei Sewell. So you have young talent all across the board. And I wrote that I think Jamison Williams was snubbed off of that list. And so that's why I had Christian Wright today. I think, a little bit, Jamison Williams might be a little underrated in this National Football League. I know that he's trying to be a little bit more professional and understated, but I do think that he's got a chance. So for those of you that say, Doc is so negative, the guy with the fat head on his wall is so negative, all he does is hate on the Lions, I say, no, wait a minute. That's not exactly accurate. There's different context that you need to listen to and be smart enough to understand when you're listening to the DOC. And obviously my biggest concern is the defense. That would lead me to question whether this football team is Super Bowl caliber. Because in my humble opinion, and again, my opinion only reflects that of Lions on SI and Detroit Sports Podcast. I don't represent all the fans. I represent me. And by and large, when I look at the last 2 years, and if you ask me, John, are the Lions Super Bowl contenders this year? My answer is no, because their defense is not good enough. And I just saw the Eagles and the Seahawks win with defense. Now, can the Detroit Lions win a bunch of regular season games with a weak schedule? Yes. So to me, to bring it full circle, I think what we're looking at this year is the 1996 Red Wings. A lot of points scored, a lot of opportunity, a lot of fun, a lot of hype will happen throughout the year. But then when it comes to the playoffs, you're going to have to step up. So the calendar was released. I think the date is November 10th, November 11th. Everybody start circling that date. I said yesterday on the Lone Wolves podcast, circle that date. Start now. Everybody in the chat, tell Brad to add to this team at the trade deadline, because if you don't, I don't think you're good enough based on that defense. But yeah, the offense is legit. It's all world. I think they're going to score a lot of points. They're going to make a lot of ticket holders that go to those games happy. But there's going to be a lot of 40-30 kind of games if your defense does not step up and handle business. You hope that they do. You hope that the young players on the 1-year contract can step up. But again, you were a team that spent the 4th least in regards to free agency. And I know some people will say, hey, you don't want to overpay for talent. But at this time, I just think that you could have gotten a little better in a couple areas. But the offense is legit. It will win you a lot of games, keep you in a lot of games. But your biggest question mark is going to be, can the defense actually achieve the goals stated? More hope that the offense can achieve the goals in terms of getting a Jahmyr Gibbs Offensive Player of the Year consideration, Jared Goff being in the MVP talks, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams doing their thing, Sam Laporta. All the names are on the offense and a lot of question marks on the defense. So I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. And it starts in training camp in a couple of weeks. Let's see if the defense can early on get a foothold and make some plays against the Lions offense.
Well, I want to ask you, because you guys put out an article, Christian wrote it, but it's on Jahmyr Gibbs potentially being an All-Pro this year. I know the article on ESPN came out, executives, scouts, and coaches ranked running backs. He came in at number 2 on that list, and we actually had the conversation about him in this year. And my biggest thing with him, Doc, is he's had, he's been sharing a backfield. The highest amount of carries he got was last year, I believe, at like 250. All the other running backs on that list are surpassing 300 carries, like bell cow type of running backs, not including what they're getting in the passing game. Like Jameer gets a lot of touches there, but these running backs also do as well. What would be a good season for you statistically? I know All Pro, you can give your thoughts on that, but what does it have to look like for Jameer this year for you, for him as a 1A back? What are fair expectations, and you think he can live up to those and be, not only looked at as one of the best backs in the league, but actually put up those numbers as a bell cow?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting discussion. All right, so the DOC does, because I'm in a family league and I took a big risk last year in fantasy. I know all of you care about my fantasy team. I took a big risk and said I'm just going to pair all the Bengals offense. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and of course Joe Burrow got hurt and I ended up in last place. So I will be possessing the number 1 pick. And so the big question is, John, are you going to take
Doc,
Bijan,
which way are you
or
going,
are you going to
Doc?
take Jameer Gibbs? Now, it's interesting too because I'm a jinx. So if I take Jameer Gibbs number 1, he might not reach those goals. So I still am probably going to select Jameer Gibbs number 1. I do think he's potentially right now the best running back in the National Football League in all seriousness. And so that's what makes Lions on SI complement each other so well, is Christian does a lot of the great research and all those things. And then I marry it with the hardcore reporting and listening to Tashard Choice. I wrote about Tashard Choice indicated that, hey, we set some new goals for Jameer Gibbs. Obviously, Jameer Gibbs is now ready, putting his body in a physical position by doing MMA, getting tougher, getting physically stronger. He's ready to handle that business. And Tashard Choice said, when the coach gives you that responsibility and says, hey, you're the guy, you trade David Montgomery, who's a productive running back, and that basically says you're the guy. So I expect 300 carries. I expect a lot of touches for Jameer Gibbs. I think he'll end up being an Offensive Player of the Year candidate, All Pro. I think a good year is an opportunity to get 2,000 all-purpose yards, be in that Bijan category last year. Bijan got 2,500, almost 2,500 all-purpose yards. So let's go. Sky's the limit for that player. Jameer Gibbs, give him the football. Let's see what happens. The biggest question mark, obviously, when you look at the film is, can he consistently handle running in between the tackles? He can definitely bounce outside. He can do the things. But now when you're talking about tougher inside runs, many executives maybe feel like Bijan's a little bit better equipped to handle that. He's shown it earlier in his career. But let's go. It's time to show it. So Jameer Gibbs is a big bright spot for your football team. And I think that when you look at that player, you invested a first-round pick. You're going to pay him $20 million. Let's go. This interview is going to be putting the pressure on these Detroit athletes to step up. We've put the pressure on Dylan Larkin. He flopped royally. Get him out of here. We don't want guys like that. We don't want the Pulisics of the world here in Detroit. We want guys where we identify you as a talent. We put the weight of the world on your shoulders and you deliver. And guys that do that can become legends in Detroit. And Jameer Gibbs has that opportunity. I expect to see a lot of great things from him.
Doc, I do want to bring up one thing on my end. I want to bring up, I saw you guys did an article about Jameson Williams. What do you think, we understand, I think everyone in the city knows how underrated he is around the NFL and the National Football League. What are your expectations for him going into this year? Because we've had this argument, now we're getting into the season a little bit more, and the argument that we've had is always will his production increase because you have Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta, and you just talked about Jameer Gibbs. How do we even think about what he's able to do? He should have been a Pro Bowler last year, but he wasn't because he's kind of second fiddle to Amon-Ra. But even the numbers showed it. What do you think that increase for him looks like? Do you think it's just the same? Where do you see the Jameson Williams thing going, especially when you look at other wide receiver twos around the NFL?
Yeah, no, you look at Jameson Williams, and a lot of the talk in OTAs and minicamp from reporters was, okay, what happened in play action last year? Why wasn't Jared Goff able to kind of utilize all his toolbox last year? And obviously, all the coaching staff led by Dan Campbell said, look, we couldn't run the ball. So how are you going to do play action on 2nd and 13? You know what I mean? Everybody knows what's coming. So first and foremost, get ahead of the chains. Run the football effectively, get that offensive line going so you're ahead of the sticks and have an opportunity on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 to kind of disguise things a little bit more. Jameson Williams, first and foremost, the Lions offense, in order to reach the goals that we talked about earlier, has to be more explosive. They got to get more chunk plays of 20 yards plus. I mean, Jared Goff last year, in essence, was a check down Charlie, and it was no fault of his own. The offensive line was revamped. You had a offensive coordinator that didn't know how to, scheme up a run game effectively at the level of the National Football League. And so that's what happened. So this offense has to get back to being a little bit more explosive. And I think Jameson Williams is going to be a key to unlock that. And I think that when you look at it, I want to see another 1,000-yard season. I want to see him involved more in the red zone. And just like everything else, you have a Deebo Samuel right in your pocket. Use him in a lot of different ways. End arounds, in the slot, move him around, do a bunch of different things. And I think that you're going to see a player that, if it's accurate that he's been working hard to decrease the drops, get him the football, get him in space, and let him cook. Basically, let J-Mo cook, get him in space, and Jared Goff, make sure you put the football in the spot where the speediest player in the game can get extra yards after the catch. I want to hopefully see yards after the catch rankings, Jamison Williams there. I want to see him up there in terms of explosive plays, and I want to see him make more impactful plays for this football team. It can all happen. You can definitely have a player that can start to be in the national conversation as being somebody that can be productive and very, very happy. So, again, go check out Lions on SI. We've been positive the last couple days, and it's been something where I think that a couple of the guys that we're hyping up have the potential to deliver for this football team. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, I think you can trust that they will be the anchor of your offense and help you score a lot of points.
We appreciate you, Doc. Keep up the great work. You can find more of him, Detroit Lions on SI. We'll see it next week. Well, the next couple weeks are going to be crazy, Doc, because now we're getting ready for training camp. So it's coming. It's getting closer. You know, the interesting stuff with training camp is getting closer. We appreciate you joining us. And you guys can follow him on X at Detroit Podcast. We'll talk to you next week, Doc.
I look forward to it. And you guys put the pressure on me to deliver. And for 3 years, you guys know what's up. And I thank you for that opportunity. And I look forward to talking a hell of a lot more to you guys in 2026. Keep crushing it. Best show on Woodward. Hands down.
I'm saying we can golf. Also, I'm waiting for the invite for the barbecue.
Okay, I'm putting it together. Listen, I'm relaxing.
Ticking.
I'm enjoying life. You know, when you're an MVP, you also got to take some time off and rest and relax. I'm spending a lot of time chilling and trying to figure out how to even get better because, look, a guy like me that's shined and done a lot of great things, I just want to do more. So I'm a 3-time Stanley Cup winner. I want to win 4.
A barbecue at the pool, that's part of relaxing. That's not work. We're just having a good time, man.
It is. But now, in all honesty, you know, I am a decent griller, but I'm not at the Sean Belizean level. So I want to invite you when I can humbly say respectfully that I can cook meat without burning the crap out of it. You know, I know a lot of guys
whatever. We just want to hang out with you, Doc. That's all.
Okay, thank you, and let's make it happen.
All right,
there you go, Mr. John Macaroon. We'll see you later, Doc. We appreciate you for the kind words. We got to go to break. We got we got back to back. We're gonna do. We got Loom and Planet Fitness.
Shout out to intern Riley helping a brother out over here. Riley. But you said where we going first?
We'll go Loom.
All right, let's go to Loom, man. And shout out to Loom. I hope y'all was able to get that Independence Day sale that they had going on. But if not, do not fret because they still got great products in stock. One of them being the Buzz-In energy drinks. Same THC buzz that you love, 7.5 milligrams, but they've paired that with 100 milligrams of caffeine from green tea extract. Real fruit, no artificial sweeteners, bold in flavor, light in calories, and built for the long summer days and nights. Available at all 40 locations across the state of Michigan, and you still get 30% off your entire order by using code WSN30. So why wouldn't you? Go to Loom, man.
And actually, let me tell you about
let's do Thrive.
Let's do Thrive.
All right, let me tell you guys about
Thrive.
Sorry,
let me tell you guys about Thrive, guys. It's time to upgrade your game. We need to get Caleb some Thrive, man. Caleb, we need to get you some Thrive today. Upgrade your game with the Thrive energy pouches, the nicotine-free mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of smart caffeine, including alpha GPC and L-theanine. You get no jitters, no sugar crash, none of that stuff. You can go to dipstop.com and get 15% off your entire order if you use our promo code WSN. You can find them exclusively at all Market Fresh, Market Square locations. It's Thrive. They just effing work.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a pricey...
Has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the
Woodward. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Just like the Pistons having a massive decision to make, I'll give you a massive decision to make. It's refinancing or buying a home. It's a massive decision. And just like in sports, you need the right team behind you. Our friends over at Supreme Lending can help you out. They boast a 99% close on time rate, 97% customer satisfaction score. But here's the game changer. You apply for that loan, mention Woodward Sports, you'll receive up to $500 off your appraisal. To score the deal, call the numbers on your screen and talk to Chad and Chris at Supreme Lending today.
And let me tell you guys about Art and Jake's. We're actually going to be at Art and Jake's, not Woodward as a whole, but the boys are going to just be there hanging out on Saturday night watching the McGregor fight. You can go check it out. They have 80 wall-to-wall TVs, 22 draft beers on tap, 90 menu items, including an appetizer, the Crunch Time Bites. You can go try those out. Those are incredible. You can join AJ's fan club as well. And on top of that, they have all-day IPAs there, which we all indulge in. We love them. So make sure you go check Art and Jake's out. It's a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Crunch Time, Woodward Sports. We're live 11 to 1 weekdays. We appreciate all the new faces popping in the chat. We've been noticing it. Don't get it twisted. We've been noticing all you guys popping in here.
People,
so we
man.
appreciate you guys checking us out and sticking with us. You know, it's an important time for Detroit sports right now. You got the Detroit Pistons on the cusp of potentially making a move. And, you know, the Lions, we're getting ready for training camp. And I cannot wait for Lions season because we are going to go crazy, man. I cannot wait for it. And the Tigers doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I was saying, can I just quick pivot? I don't know if this is a good or a bad pivot, but I just saw our guy Will Birchfield put an article out about Tarek Skubal.
Yeah.
Can I give the quote that Tarek Skubal said? I think it might have been this morning, maybe on 97.1. I can't remember. I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday. Can I just give the quote that Tarek Skubal gave? Are you guys ready for this?
I'm interested.
From Tarek Skubal. Quote, "We had some unlucky losses. We beat ourselves up a bit. Some injury stuff, including myself. Hopefully the decision makers see that we're a very good team, and it's not sell at the deadline, it's add. I think we're a really good team, and there's so many guys in this room that have proven that we can go on a run like we did in 24.
That's
Tarek
consistent.
Skubal.
He's been saying that throughout the season, so that's consistent.
He wants them to add.
Yeah, because he knows he's not going to be a Tiger anymore, so let's go all out.
That's the other thing I was going to say, too, KG, is like he's probably looking at it like he doesn't want to leave, but he knows at the end of the year, I'm going to go get a bag regardless.
So they not going to give it to me.
Now, from the organization's perspective, their best interest is to trade him, you know.
It definitely is.
From Tarek's, it's like
every time I hear Skubal talk, it kind of fires me up a little bit because I have had, and you guys know this, we don't need to go at it again because you guys know where I'm at. I've always been on the side of, hey, if we thought they were a World Series contending team at the beginning of the year, I think that they still have the talent to do it now. There's just some injuries that are out. I've always said I feel like they could always get back to that, what we thought they were to go into the year. I've been consistent with that. And I think I've been saying what Skubal's saying. Obviously, Skubal's going to be political and he's going to go on it. But I've been also political, and I've been saying the same stuff as Skubal.
And gatekeeping. I hope. Did you beat Caleb's ass for watching the game yesterday?
Did you watch the game?
I'm wondering, Caleb, are you okay?
I did watch a game. And I will say this. Yeah,
behind Booner's back.
Behind Booner's back, I couldn't let him know I was watching.
Can I say this? Listen. Can we do a poll real quick? And I'm going to ask the people. I'm going to ask you. I think this is fair. Caleb told me a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, I am no longer watching the Tigers this season. I'm out on watching the Tigers. All I said was, if you committed and you're a man of your word, you wouldn't watch them the rest of the year, even if they got back to 500.
Come on, bro.
I think you do a chat poll. Should Caleb be allowed to watch the Tigers?
No, I'd do it.
I'll make it.
That's good content.
I will say this.
That's good
I'm making the chat poll. I'm making the chat poll right now.
You know what? Well, watch. He's gonna phrase it a certain way.
Right.
He'll be like, the answer is no and hell no.
I will say this, and you heard AJ Hinch talk about it, like you just talked about what Skubal was saying. There is a confidence still around this clubhouse. Like you hear AJ Hinch talk, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said we're a good team with a bad record. And he was kind of, alluding to that all these pieces that we thought going into the year, everything is starting to come together. Their starting pitching has been really good. They're hitting not 1 through 9, but like their hitting has been better than it was obviously in May, and it's ramped up here. Obviously you have 3 All-Stars with McGonigal, Dingler, and Riley Green. And if you were to tell me going into the season that we were going to have 3 position players that were all-stars, I would have said, fuck, we're going to be 15 games over 500. But that's just not the way things have shaken out. But there is a confidence in this clubhouse still, and I still think the belief as, you know, they're all competitors, and they want Scott Harrison. They want these guys to go make this team better at the deadline, because I do truly believe that this team has the confidence and still believes they have a chance here in this playoff race. But we'll see.
Well, the poll right now is
yes, 55%.
They're giving you 55 to 45.
It's kind of close. I thought it was going to be like 70 in favor of you, saying yeah. I didn't think I was going to get that much support.
Look, and it was obviously hyperbole. I was going to watch the Tigers.
It was a man of your word.
I know, but I was a 162er last year. I'm not watching as many games as I was last year, but I'm still watching 85% of them, and I was being a little bit of a wussy.
You were, but let's be fair.
I was being a little bit of a crybaby wussy, and I was mad that they were losing, and I didn't want to watch them anymore, and I probably took a 2-day hiatus from watching Tigers baseball, and I was right back in, because I love this team. No matter how bad they are, I love this team, and there's nothing you could do, Booner, that's going to make me stop watching this team. I'm gonna try my best to be a 162er like I was in these past 5 years of Tigers baseball.
And that's another thing.
You can't take that away from me.
162 games when they're not an enjoyable product. Yeah. That's a lot to stomach.
I'm being consistent, Caleb, and I know you know this because we have done this a long time together. If I said that and then I went back and you would be doing the same thing. I know. You're all about bits and all, you would be like, Booner, you were not supposed to be watching them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I wouldn't gatekeep you from watching them.
Right. I'm not saying. Hey, I'm just saying, be a man of your word.
If it was the Lions, you do the
same. I wouldn't say I'm done
thing.
watching them. I would say it sucks.
What
but
if they started?
I gave the example to KG yesterday. If people watched Crunch Time last year, and Jeff, you know this, Lucas Klotz. He had a moment last year where he said, "I want them to lose. I don't want to watch them anymore. I'm out on them. I want them to suffer so Brad changes the way he goes." And what did I tell Klotz? I said, if they make the playoffs, don't tell me you're back in, and don't go back and what did he say? What did he say? He said, I'm a man of my word. He said, I'm not getting back in. I'm consistent. I just do the same thing with Caleb. He said it.
Probably lied to you.
He
it's
said
okay,
it.
bro.
Two things are consistent. All right, two things are consistent. One, you're consistent with that. And the other thing that's consistent is that is gatekeeping by definition.
Absolutely.
Yes, by definition.
That is literally gatekeeping by definition.
I don't care.
Okay, I just want you to know, as long as you're aware of that, you are gatekeeping.
No, I just want to hear you say, and this is nothing, I just want to hear you say, I am gatekeeping.
I'm gatekeeping you in this moment.
Okay. That's fair.
I think it's fair, too, because I think if I said the same thing, I think you would do the same.
Oh, well, now for sure. If you ever say you out on the team, I bet not catch you.
But no, Caleb, not even now. I'm saying before. Caleb would do it. Caleb's done things like that to me before. So I'm just being consistent.
Dante, appreciate the 5. Says, Caleb, pull a Brad Holmes to Maz. He did it in front of him and behind his back. Also, bye-bye, Joey Cora. No more sending guys to home where they're out.
Yeah, I will
I'm going to miss Joey Cora.
Joey Cora, look, it's one of those things where, it was exciting because he tried to manufacture some runs he probably shouldn't have, but he put us in some I think you would agree, KG. He put us in some really, really bad situations.
At times,
especially over, the past month or two. Some of these sends around third is just awful.
No, I can agree with that for sure. But what is the story around that? Because they said it was a mutual parting of ways. But did that actually happen? Did they fire him or did he walk away? Because they said they had a difference in philosophy.
Yes, that's basically what it was. I would assume A.J. Hinch approached him.
I got you.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But Joey, he's a respected, the core family with Alex and Joey, they're a respected family in baseball. So it's not one of those things where just he's fired, he's done. So A.J. Hinch probably approached him and said, look,
stop sending them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was a malicious thing, but that was probably the most PG way they could fire him.
Hey, did you see that, by the way, to kind of just ask to talk some Pistons real quick? I did see that the same reporter, Jake Weinbach, I believe his name, NBA analyst and writer covering the league since 2019. He's got a pretty big following. Again, I don't know how legitimate this is, but the report has been the Pistons are a potential suitor for Peyton Watson, your boy from Denver.
Yeah.
He's a restricted free agent. Okay, so you'd have to probably – and the Clippers are already preparing to offer him – I think the max you can offer him, I believe, is the case.
You said the Clippers?
Yeah. That's why I think the Ingram stuff could be like a sign and trade to Denver. Like that's why I think Ingram could be on the move. But your boy Peyton Watson, he's out there, still flying around. Now, I will say this about the Pistons for those who are wondering what's going to happen. If the reason why they're freeing up all this money right now, and they have the trade exception, they're kind of preparing for a big move, but via trade. That's how it's shaping up because of the trade exception. You're clearing up money.
You have 17 players.
17 players. Like all of this tells me, just what do you
connect the dots? Just connect the dots.
Trade.
It's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So it's not signing, it's trade. So if there is a deal for Peyton Watson, it would be through a sign and trade. But that's the report. Peyton Watson. He was like, what is he, like 6'8", something like that? Really good, pretty good player.
He averaged
6'7".
like, 14 a game last year, I think.
Yeah, but he maybe not the most needle mover guy. That's someone you're probably expecting to get better. I would
to elevate. Yeah.
Elevate, because he's
shot
not
41% from three. I always just look at that right now with this Pistons team. Like if you're adding someone, especially if it's going to be a potential starter, 6-man, it's like, what does he shoot from three? Are we adding shooting around Cade Cunningham? But again, he did average 14 a game for the Nuggets.
He's asking the value he's being projected to get is about 5 for 125. I think that's the Pistons, I would have to be a sign and trade, but yeah, $25 million mark, somewhere around there, 25, 30.
By the way, like in February, when he was averaged 36 minutes a game in the month of February for the Nuggets, he averaged almost 22 points per game.
That's what I've been talking
that's
about.
the sample size that people
he has like the potential. He's 23 years old. You're sitting there, you're going out. People are like, well, Durant's 22, and you're always booing, you're out on him. Like, to me though, it's like Peyton Watson still has like room to grow. I mean, if you're averaging 22 points per game through 20 games in a month, and you can shoot, and you can get your own bucket, that's different than being like a back-to-the-basket big that, hey, we know what your game is. Like, Peyton Watson's going to be able to keep growing. His bag's going to get better. He's going to become a more consistent shooter. Like, it's a guard. Dude, you're smiling
it sounds
at me.
to me like you talking him into being the number 2 scorer.
I bet you Peyton Watson. I mean, dude averaged 22 a game.
I only laugh because I understand your point.
There's a difference. You can't be like there's not.
I just want to make sure I'm hearing you. So if there's two players that are 22, right, but they're both averaging 20 a game.
What styles do they play?
So
like there's context
one's
to
a
it.
guard, so his floor his ceiling is tremendously high, and then one is a center, so he can't grow anymore.
Well, no. One's a center that's not going to get a jump shot, and he's not going to extend his game.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do. We know where he is. What are we talking about?
I'm not saying this. I'm just asking you to clarify.
So Durant is what he is at 22.
He's going to be a 20 and 10 guy his whole career, 20 and 12 guy his whole career. Like that's what he is. We know what he is. Peyton Watson has the potential as a guard. Like he can work and get into the rim more. He could probably work on his mid range, his 3-point shot. Like Jalen Durant's probably not going to develop that.
Can Durant work on his mid range shooting?
Could, but like, do we trust that he's
going to
do that? Probably not. So I would rather.
Shit, I am.
I'm
paying him his money.
I was watching.
That's why he's not getting $40 million. That's why he's only going to get 35.
Well, in the playoffs, he crapped the bed. So that's also
it's all part of it.
It's not because of that stuff.
I was watching late night hoops one time, West Coast, Denver. I think they're playing the Lakers. I'm watching Peyton Watson, bro. Like, bro, he could play. Like, he was able to do it off the dribble, too, which was unbelievable. Well, Kool-Aid.
Shout out, Kool-Aid.
Shout out. But another player I want to bring up, and this is a guy kind of we've talked about for a little bit, and talks has kind of faded away. Another player from the Denver Nuggets. Are we out on a potential Aaron Gordon trade to Detroit? He's making
Caleb.
Go on, KG.
What?
AG dunk contest.
I don't hate
ago.
it. I don't think the fit is what we need right now. I don't. Especially you got John Collins. Like I don't.
That's the same thing though with kind of the DeMar DeRozan yesterday. Was
it's
like
not
the fit's just not there.
Well, Aaron Gordon can shoot the three, can't he?
He can.
Barely.
But you're not. I don't think you're playing Aaron Gordon and John Collins on the floor.
No, you're not.
No, of course.
So that's where it's like that.
DeMar, but
you made the move already for that 4 spot.
So you sending somebody to the bench then? Because
I'm not doing it. That's why I said I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't even want.
I'm out on DeMar. I'm out on Aaron Gordon. Like again, people like just Pistons fans. We got to stop with this guy's available. So cool. I heard Easy say it yesterday. Easy was like talking about like the Suns where they went and got Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Oh, all these guys average 25 a game. This is gonna work. And it's like, okay, what does that do for you? Like, oh, cool. DeMar DeRozan averages 20. Does he fit? No. Aaron Gordon. Oh, can he score? Yeah, can he shoot?
I'd argue
yeah,
DeMar is a better fit than Aaron Gordon.
I don't. Neither of them. I'm out on both of them.
I hear you.
I don't even care
DeMar
about
is a way
arguing
better
who's
fit than
better.
Aaron Gordon for this team.
Let's take a break. Maybe we'll try and get Kool-Aid in here.
Yeah,
let's talk to
well.
Kool-Aid, man. If he's in studio,
We can settle this DeMar conversation.
Let's
once
actually,
and for all.
let's do that. We'll try and drag. I know he's probably busy.
I got you.
All right, we'll see if Kool-Aid can join us, man. We'll talk some Pistons with him, Detroit Pistons beat writer for Woodward Sports. We got to double up again. Let me do Planet. Okay, we'll do Planet Fitness and Massage Chair House. All right, let me tell you about Planet Fitness because working out's important. Taking care of yourself is important. And they got over 2,700 clubs nationwide, 50 in Metro Detroit. You get access to the Black Card Spa where you can recover with the Hydro Massage. Other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest also anytime, $24.99 a month. Compared to these other gym memberships, it's a great price. It's all the same stuff, man. Go to Planet Fitness. We're all stronger on this planet.
And let me tell you about Massage Chair House. If you're looking to take your relaxation to the next level, visit Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest, featuring top brands like Infinity and Osaki. They are your destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Experience the difference with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc and creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. Book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or scan the QR code on your screen. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. One's great. Two, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy has moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Two Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
Shout out to Mad Packs, the maddest of packs, and I know y'all hear me all day, every day about these Mad Packs, but it's so damn good, man. I'm talking about the new gummies that they got in stock right now, the Boom Shakalaka 200 milligram hash rosin gummies, and the high-low, not the pre-rolls, but the 200 milligram live resin gummies, alongside the Mad Packs extracts, blizzard packs, pre-roll, flour, whatever you need. They got you covered, man. So you want to get yours today, go to getmadpacks.com. Mad flavor, mad high, Mad Packs.
And let me tell you guys about Founders All Day IPA. They have right now, it is their 15th year anniversary for Founders Brewing Legendary All Day IPA. It's citrusy, crisp, and refreshing with the perfectly balanced taste at 4.7 ABV. It's built to go the entire distance and for the whole game. Whether you're on the golf course watching the Tigers, whatever it is, it's built to go the whole way. You can get right now as well $5 shorts at any Art and Jake's locations in the state of Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Make sure you go check that out. And as always, please drink responsibly.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. We're getting everything set up for our guy to join here, Brandon Dent, Detroit Kool-Aid.
Shout out.
Woodward Pistons beat writer for Woodward Sports. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the people, whoever's spamming in the chat, you can't spam, bro. All right, we got to get that. We got to get that taken care of. So
that's a lot of spamming too. That's like, come on.
Yeah.
You can give your opinion, just don't spam.
Yeah.
Let's see. Crew Daddy in the chat says the Pistons need to go out and just overpay for a superstar because it's evident nobody wants to play in Detroit and/or live in Detroit.
Okay.
That's what I said. But that's what I said with Trey Murphy. Give an extra first if you need to. I don't care. You're a championship contender all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well,
You're
that one independent on Trey, that'd be just Troy Weaver's old,
But if there's a package there, like if they're like, hey, we'll do 3 first.
Yeah.
It's going down.
People want to play in Detroit, Cruz. Sorry.
I don't think people do. Why is Kawhi
really
not here?
of that belief still?
Why is Kawhi not here?
Because that's tail end of his career.
But But again, if people really wanted to play here, one of these big swings probably would have gotten.
Yeah, I think Kawhi definitely chose to go to Toronto. I think that was.
I don't think he wanted to be
I think
in
they
Detroit.
worked with him. Yeah, they worked with him there because he'll sign an extension probably in
I don't
Toronto.
everyone doesn't want to play here, but I still think there's some
players that
superstars.
want
Yeah, there's
who do not
isolated
want to.
situations like Kawhi.
Like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's like, hey, I would love to
He
play.
wanna
along
play with Cade. That's what I mean.
But I think we're not fully out of that yet. There are still players who are like, I don't want to go play in Detroit. Like the Kawhi thing. Yeah, like can we get Kool-Aid on here, man?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, shout out, man.
We'll get you a chair. I feel bad you're standing here, but.
Oh no, I got my MJ secret stuff, man. I'm
There
ready
we
to
go.
go. I'm ready to
Hey,
go.
Kool-Aid, man.
He got
Let's
like,
go.
well, I've been drinking green tea all gosh darn day. Like, let's go.
Oh, we're happy to have you on. Man. We're happy to have you on.
I'm doing good, man. Hey, Summer League is upon us. It
Yes.
starts tomorrow. I should be flying out there Saturday to catch like games 2, 3, hopefully like the 4th game. Hopefully Abuko Okoro shows out and shows us something, because there's some people who don't believe that this Pistons team is currently constructed, not that they're not better, but with the improvements in the East, they're wondering if they improved enough. I think Okoro is going to have something to say about that.
Oh, he's gonna give you 20 on it. I mean, he's just easy work.
I can't wait. There's some education that needs to take place here.
Education.
Yeah,
on a couple topics, because I've been fighting.
I feel like I'm being set up right now.
No, we're gonna talk some Chaz Lanier actually. That's
How's Chaz Lanier doing, man?
Well, you know what? The shot looks good.
No, you know what? I'll start with the big
been in the
one.
weight room,
Let's
though.
start with the big one, because yesterday trade happens, right? And I know you're the guy I rely on for this stuff, because Pistons Twitter, you know how it is. You're a part of it. You see it. It's just like there's a section that's like, well, this is what. Yeah, they're making these trades, but it's Durant, and then we're good, and then they're going to resign Durant, and then we're going to roll in the season. Then there's a section that's like, no, they're preparing for a massive move. How did you interpret the Karis LeVert trade? You get Taurean Prince, you get Gary Harris. Probably going to be waived, Gary Harris. But how did you interpret the move, and what do you think's coming?
Honestly, more of what we've seen from Trajan Langdon in his front office. They've been very cap friendly. They've kept themselves in position to where if there's a big deal to be made, they can make that move. But they don't stop. They don't just wait. Like in the previous regime, it seemed like they were waiting for the big fish, and they stopped making the incremental moves to make sure your team can take steps forward.
Right.
So with Trajan, I see him trying to play this balancing act, but the question is, should he swing right now? Because right now you're looking at, as the rumors are, you're going to wind up giving Durant the rest of that money. You're looking at all of the different big fish that we thought the Pistons were going to take a swing on. We heard Trajan talk about some of these. We heard some rumors come out. We heard some reports come out like Austin Reeves, but ultimately they fell short on really all of their targets, except for John Collins.
What do you think? Do you think they still need to go after that, or do you think that he's just like, hey, we're fine with what we have?
And that's
he
the
didn't
thing.
make those swings, so we know he at least did it. But is it disappointing that none of them happened?
I have to hold reserve for disappointing being the word, but I will agree with you in this sense. The article's up there on Woodward Sports. Shout out to everybody as well here who's putting in these articles. But I still said it. Hey, look, yes, so they're improved. You still didn't get Cade as number 2.
Yeah.
I still believe, despite that there's some incremental things you can do on this team to make sure that you bolster going into the season, you needed to add a number 2. You needed to add somebody who can help with the lulls of the offense, with the lulls of the ball handling and such. And that's where, even KG and I, we were talking about it. When you looked at what happened in the playoffs, not that I didn't like the growth of a Dennis Jenkins, but in the playoffs, it got to the point where there were whole stretches of the game where he looked like he was the only one, when K was on the bench, not scared to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And that's where, you're telling me that you're going to effectively run that back, or are we supposed to trust the growth in Jalen Duren and in effectively Asar Thompson? Is that what we're supposed to trust? Because right now, that's what the organization is selling us.
Well, I think the Kevin Durant stuff has been fun. I know you might have to get some of the burner account stuff, which I'm all for. I'm cool.
Create another burner.
Yeah.
When you get to Detroit, create 2 more.
But I think the hesitancy from fans comes
like,
from
our social team will run your burners.
Yeah.
I said if you come here, I will run a burner for you.
I think where people are hesitant, Kool-Aid, is the fact that he is 38, so that is a move that you get Kevin Durant. He's still very good. but he has a player option. It's probably going to be like this is like a 2-year. You got to win this thing, like kind of ordeal.
Yeah, if you go for
and
Kevin
you can't
Durant,
keep Durant in that situation, assuming no.
If you keep Durant, it depends on what the return is. If someone is just trying to offload Kevin Durant's contract, then the Pistons are uniquely positioned to be able to open up what they need to absorb that. They did create a trade exemption. I don't know exactly how that's going to play with how these deals are falling into place, but they can do something crazy and just say, hey, you know what? We actually do want to be able to relinquish this person who are on 1-year deals or their contracts aren't necessarily guaranteed beyond like this year.
Right.
If they want to do something like that, they can. And at that point in time, it's on whatever KD and Cade are saying that they want on the team. And so for me, I get 38 years old, but there is something to being excited to be in a situation. And I don't know if I've seen KD more excited about any player in the NBA over the last 5 years than Cade Cunningham. Even so much as to make sure he got him on that show to talk about his All-Star appearances, the slam covers, debuting and introducing the new shoes from Cade Cunningham, talking about how their connection went way back to well beyond college into the AAU days. That their relationship is real and that he wants to hoop with him. When you think about that one game where it kind of started the love fest, at least more publicly, that Brooklyn Nets game where him and Cade were going back and forth, and you just could see the admiration. I do believe that a situation like that will be one in which he's happy to play in. That's one in which he's going to want to see a young boy absolutely go out there and dominate and try and get Cade and this city of Detroit a championship. I absolutely do. I don't think this is one where he's just going and just settling and collecting the check.
Yeah.
Can we also talk, obviously another name that's popped up last 48 hours, DeMar DeRozan gets waived.
Let's talk about it.
We've had this conversation. I've been on the side of just more so, hey, if you add him to this roster, the only issue is the number 2 scorer probably should be also a shooter. DeMar DeRozan shoots 30% from 3, kind of a mid-range guy. And
you said he's a bad fit.
I said, yeah, he's a bad fit because you need another shooter. You're essentially, you bring him in, your starting lineup is Cade Cunningham, Asar Thompson, DeMar DeRozan, John Collins, and Jalen Duren. You have 3 of your 5 guys out there that shoot below 30% from 3, not great 3-point shooters, and you're essentially back to where you were last year. Hey, you're only going to end up – you're taking Duncan out of the lineup, your only shooter in that position. And then Caleb brought up, well, what if he comes off the bench? In my opinion, like DeMar, he's going to have offers. He's probably going to have offers to be in the starting lineup of another contending team, whether it's Miami or the Celtics, whatever it is, he's going to have options. Where are you at with that? Do you think it would be a good fit? Because I think I lean more towards the side of, hey, it's not the best fit. I know it sounds awesome because it's DeMar DeRozan. A lot of people love the shiny object, former All-Star, this, that, averages 18. But it's like you're at the point now in this roster build where it's like you need the best fits. And you need to add a 20-point-per-game scorer that fits correctly, like a Kevin Durant, for example.
Yeah, if he was going to effectively take the place of a 3-point shooter, that's when I say I think that is a little bit of a bad fit. But I believe that 2 things can exist. With DeMar DeRozan, you're looking at a guy who, despite shooting about 32%, and that 3-point shooting has gone down for him the last 3 years. And so that is concerning. But it's like if he agrees to come off the bench and you can bottle up what that usage could be in kind of spurts, similar to like what Atlanta Hawks were able to do with C.J. McCollum in the playoffs, that's why I do believe DeMar DeRozan can actually be a fit for the Detroit Pistons. When you have those moments where, like I keep going back to in the playoffs. When Cade was on the bench, if we had DeMar DeRozan on this team, I think that we fare a little bit better in some of those fourth quarters and in some of those stretches because we'll have a guy who, despite what he can or can't do from behind the arc, you look at what he is able to do in the mid-range and finishing in the paint, his 2-point percentage, he can get a bucket. And that's what I'm saying. So if he accepts a role and if he accepts the money, then 100%. Yeah. But if there's competition, I'm not outbidding another team for him. But I do believe that DeMar DeRozan, I don't even believe this is DeMar DeRozan that I used to put the cape on for 2-3 years ago with Rod and Hollywood and such. Yeah. I know this one is one that's a shell of himself. I'm looking more for, can you get me buckets when last year it was Danis Jenkins as the only other person that was not afraid seemingly to take shots.
I think if he comes off the bench, we talked about it. I just think it's like what did I call yesterday? It's like living in a fantasy world of being like, hey, DeMar would do that. I don't think he would.
37.
We do got big homie in the building though, man. Dwayne Casey.
He just averaged 20.
Get your guy. Get your guy.
Go ahead, KG.
No, because I wanted to ask, and we debated about this earlier in the show. I'm looking at this as, the offseason, some deals have fell through for the Pistons, whether it's Trajan's fault or not. At least he's out there trying to make the attempts and swings. It just hasn't worked out to this point. And I made the argument that, maybe Trajan is viewing this as maybe a longer play. He's freeing up the money. He's in position right now, but he may view the trade deadline as a viable option to get that secondary scorer if they can't swing a deal in the offseason. How good of an option do you think that is for Trajan if it does come to that? And how do you think the Pistons can fare without going into the season with that secondary scorer?
Going into the trade deadline, it gets a lot more difficult for them in terms of flexibility because of what their team is going to be. You're going to have, at that point in time, Jalen Durant locked in, K. Cunningham locked in. There's rumors that maybe Asar Thompson works something out before the season as well. So your cap is going to be screwed. Everything locks in then. Right now, if you make a deal, you can wait to sign all the players that you have bird rights for until after you bring in somebody with a high ticket price. And you can go over the cap if you believe this is the championship team, this is worth spending the luxury tax and going over the luxury tax for. Yeah. So at the trade deadline, this is going to be the one where they actually don't have the flexibility that we've seen them have before. If they're going to want to do something at this trade deadline, they're going to have to then sacrifice or relinquish players like Duncan Robinson, maybe even a John Collins type of a player because of the way that their deals are structured with not too much guaranteed beyond this season. Yeah. And so that's what you're running up against now is their assets are getting very, very thin in terms of what they're able to do to facilitate something like that at a trade deadline.
Is it true, too, that the Trey Murphy stuff, is that price coming down a little bit? Is that what's being reported? Or is it still the multiple first-round picks? I haven't heard anything about any updates of what's going on with him.
I haven't heard that any price has come down. I believe if a price has come down, we would be hearing Shams, basically with breaking news saying that he's been traded to a team. Yeah. That's what I truly believe. I believe that they are going to hold out until that trade deadline and see who's willing to part with some great assets to be able to make something work. And now, if you are the Pistons, if you have some buyer's remorse with some of the directions you've gone in, maybe those types of things interest you by that time, but I don't foresee it going that way for the Pistons. But with the Pelicans, yeah, I think that they're holding to their guns as it relates to Trey Murphy. They're keeping their high price. You look at what happened with Mikal Bridges. Like, we all thought it was crazy that they were sticking to it. We had heard, hey, look, they're trying to trade him for a few years. They still stuck to what they wanted, and they got what they wanted.
They got a lot.
They got a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other people. You look at what the haul that was gotten for Desmond Bane.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they're going to just say, you know what, we're just going to come down on our price just because we want to come down on our price.
He is under contract, so that's what makes it interesting.
I would say this. I'm tired of this in Detroit, if I'm being honest. I'm just tired of the cycle of like, we get to free agency. Oh, let's go to the trade deadline. We get to trade deadline. Let's go to free agency. We're set.
Now you're talking.
I'm tired of
now you're talking.
We're setting up for that. Like, it's the most old thing in this town.
Okay,
when
let me
it comes
ask
to
you.
Lions, Tigers, Pistons.
Has he separated himself?
No,
Has Trajan separated himself from the other GMs?
Until he does it. Like I said, I think right now, the way he was working a couple of weeks ago, when Ryan Windhorst and all them said that right now the Pistons control free agency in the trade market, I said, listen, right now he has set himself up to be the best GM in Detroit. And I have the clip. We put the clip out there. I said he's better than Brad Holmes because Brad Holmes never even set himself up for it because he's paid internal guys. At least Trajan's going out there and making moves to where he can do it, but you don't separate yourself until that move actually gets done. Once that move is done and we get a report from Shams or a text from you or whatever it is that, hey, Trajan just made a trade for Trey Murphy. He just made a trade for Kevin Durant. He actually made that all-in move. I'm not crowning him yet because this is the cycle in Detroit with Scott Harris, with Steve Yzerman, Brad Holmes, and now Trajan, to where we just keep hearing, oh, we're setting ourselves up. We have everything in front of us. Free agency is wide open. Trade deadline's wide open. Guys, those big moves are never getting done in Detroit right now. They're not. And it's like at some point, one of these GMs has to step up, pull the trigger, and again, I said it earlier in the show, you might have to end up spending a little more than you want to get Trey Murphy. But at least you're pulling the trigger and making that move, and you're showing that, hey, we're a title contender. We're here to win. And right now, like, Trajan, like I don't want to hear trade deadline because it's this cycle in Detroit and it won't stop. That's the thing. I'm like, okay, I can't keep doing this anymore.
And that's where, that was another element. There's another article that's in the chamber already. I told Uncle T. Falls over here, shout out to the legend, that article is about to go out because it does question that. Are the Pistons actually better than last year? And has Trajan done enough to separate himself from the pack? It looked like from 44 wins to 60 wins after the horrific kind of 17 and 14 that this team was going to really push the gas. I really thought this was the offseason that, and there's still time that we hear this breaking news.
At the last trade deadline, he said, we're not going to make a big move yet. We're setting ourselves up.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden we're here, and now it's the conversation starting to turn into we're setting ourselves up again.
But I used to give him points for, okay, at least he knocked on the door until you start to understand they have a financial way that they want to work. And sometimes maybe their vision of it, their assessment of their own roster, their assessment of their own draft capital is keeping them from making that move. They could have made the move, just like with the Lions. There's several players who moved.
Just like Brad Holmes.
And that's what I mean. Are we saying that they're bad GMs or presidents of basketball operations? Absolutely not. Because, look, we would be there if it was easy job or something of that nature. And we consider ourselves somewhat ball knowers. I believe that Trajan is very, very wise, very astute. But I wonder if this is a notion of how much they actually value their trio. He said it himself. And shame on us if we all took the pump fake. Yeah. He told us at the press conference, I was sitting right there, hey, listen, we're going to build around our core 3. I remember there was once a core 4. I don't know how Saban Lee was in that. He was in it. But now it's down to a bona fide core 3. And he told us that. And if something doesn't fit around that financially or fit-wise, I'm starting to believe that he's not going to do it. And there's where you have to say, you know what? Even though the Lions and the Pistons are having a unique brand of success that we can appreciate probably more so even than what the Tigers and Red Wings, definitely the Red Wings have had, you have to wonder, as it relates to a championship, who's doing anything to separate themselves right now.
Can I throw out Brandon Ingram? Is that now a new name?
Don't tell me. We done had plenty of convos
I know.
on Brandon Ingram.
We've talked about that so much.
I mean, at this point in time, with the types of players we're talking about, if you're willing to find a role for DeMar DeRozan, there are some people who even wanted us to take the $50 million of Zach LaVine. Then you got to be okay with a Brandon Ingram type of player. Again, this is about Cade Cunningham. If this was another player's team who might not carry the type of leadership skills and traits that Cade Cunningham does, maybe you start to worry a little bit more about bringing in these players who've had high usages and are used to being the man and running things. I think people know here in Detroit, you got a player who is top 5 MVP voting, first team All-NBA, went from first All-Star appearance to now he's a starter in his second one. And last year he got more votes than Grant Hill did. Like those types of things, to me, they matter. And I think that those other players, they know that, they respect that. Kay has been slicing, dicing, and saucing up a lot of these players. They would know whose team this is, and I would expect Brandon Ingram to come here. If that was real, I don't think that it would. But if it would, I believe Cade is that player where he would command that respect.
Yeah, Brandon's got that thing with Glorilla going on right now, too. Man, my man is battling out there, bro. We appreciate you, Brandon. You guys can follow him at Detroit Kool-Aid. Keep up the great work. This guy's been all over.
Killing
it. He's doing stuff in Florida. He's chopping up with T-Mac, chopping up with Tim Hardaway, Legacy. They're doing some great stuff.
Muggsy
Bogues, man. Yeah, Quinn Cook. Absolutely. A bunch of
Jaylen Brown and his brother Quentin Brown, man. Fire people, fire family. And like I said, you guys probably already heard it, but their whole family is from here.
Yeah, that's
Jaylen Brown was the only
I thought you were about to get
born
Jaylen
in
Brown to
Atlanta.
Detroit when you were down there.
He
texted us. You texted us, and I was like, "Is
Brandon was
Kool-Aid?
battling? Is
he recruiting right now?"
They said it on the latest crossover podcast, and I actually kind of mentioned it too on this podcast. We mentioned something that not a lot of people knew. They were very open to it. There was conversation to it, but then again, we talk about this. How do you value what you have in house? And then it's just like
that contract he got.
We're like, I don't even want to think about what Jaylen Brown and Cade Cunningham could have even looked like.
That would have been incredible. That would have been
nice.
insane.
Yeah,
but they were open to it.
Let's go to break. We got to go. We got, Gold Crown?
Yep, Gold Crown.
Shout out to Gold Crown, and in particular, the Royal Jesters, man. They are 1.5 grams each, and they are quad infused, which means Keef-coated, live resin infused, THCA diamonds, and terpenes all packed into one big, beautiful joint. 4 layers, all good, man. And Michigan made, top tier, no shortcuts. Next time you hit the dispo, don't think, just ask for the Royal Jesters, because if you're gonna smoke, you should by now smoke like royalty.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in? Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Dan Campbell is in redemption mode.
No, make no mistake. It's not revenge he's after. It's a reckoning.
And Woodward Sports is here to cheer on the Detroit Lions every snap. Don't miss a moment of Detroit Lions coverage. Follow Woodward Sports on all social media platforms now.
Woodward Sports, let's go. All right, let me tell you guys about Mortgage Pros. If you're looking for a career upgrade, check out Mortgage Pros, the #1 mortgage broker to work for in the entire state of Michigan. We did see their incredible company culture firsthand at their annual block party, and they have 4.9 stars on Google with over 4,000 reviews. Their reputation speaks for itself. So if you're looking for a new job, give Mortgage Pros in Troy a call at 248-416-1361. It's Mortgage Pros. Let the pros handle it.
We're back. It's crunch time here on Woodward Sports. More to get to. We appreciate our guy Brandon Dent joining, talking some Pistons offseason. Had a lot to get to today. We had some great guests on.
By the way,
Dent,
some breaking
Yeah.
news. Justin Verlander has just been named an all-star as a Legends pick. Hasn't played one game all year, and you know what that means though, right? This is his last year.
Yeah,
he's done. When you get the Legends pick, they started that, I think, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Maybe
I think Miggy was one.
Yeah, but I think it's really just so for like legends that are retiring and they know like, hey, this is it. It's like one last like, hey, let's give the guy his flowers, which he is one of the greatest pitchers ever.
Oh, of course.
So I think it just confirms he signs a 1-year deal with the Tigers, and then now he's a Legends pick. It's probably the end of Justin Verlander in baseball.
Man.
So I mean, it's cool. Let's enjoy. Listen, this is one of those things where some people will probably be like, oh, this is just it's a cool thing in sports. This is what sports is about, doing cool things. Let the guy go out there, get his flowers in All-Star Weekend next weekend, and kind of move on. And you know what I mean?
It's cool. It just sucks we never got to really see him pitch in a Tiger uniform again.
Yeah.
I literally went to that opening series in April thinking that he was going to be the starting pitcher on the mound. Ends up getting hurt. Didn't happen. But, yeah, it's just a microcosm of just what the hell done happened this year. But, no, absolutely. It's a shame he'll probably go in as an Astro, but you definitely appreciate Verlander for everything he's done to this point. So
let's get to it, Caleb. Tell us about some shit we may not know.
Yeah, well, this one is going to be a little bit different. First one, this is a personal thing. And I have a special guest, actually, for this shit you may not know coming up in the next one. But I will say, shit you may not know. You may not know, and me and Booner were talking about this in the back, you may not know that I am sick and tired of this NBA cap shit. Like the way the money works.
Get it off.
This is what it should be in every single sport. You have $250 million you could spend per year. That's how much you could spend on your team, or 215, 200, whatever million. And that's how much you can spend, and you can't go over it. That's how it should be. I'm sick and tired of these fucking aprons, the luxury tax, the trade exceptions. So shit you may not know is that I am sick and fucking tired of all this confusing cap shit in the NBA. And it's pardon my French, but it's so annoying. It's so hard to keep track of. It should be a set number. You can't spend more than that, and you build your roster with that amount of money.
I'm
Commissioner Caleb.
Yeah, I'm all in with me and Caleb. Were talking about this off air, and we both like it. This. I think it's something a lot of fans have an issue with. The cap, like, there's no cap in baseball. There's all this luxury tax in the NBA. There's the aprons in the NBA now. In the NFL, there's some sort of luxury tax as well. It is all one in every league. It's way too confusing. If you just make it all the same and you just say, obviously the prices in each league might be a little different, but there should just be a hard cap. And you know what that does too? It makes it even across the board. You know what I mean? There's no. It's the same thing with all these lottery systems. Let's just make it all even. Like if you got last place, I get it. There's people who try to lose and all. Who cares? Like that's the part of this thing, which like this Adam Silver thing yesterday. We were like, he keeps trying to, and I know a lot of people in the chat actually like the play-in tournaments and like all the mid-season tournament. I hate it all. It's the worst. Like I hate that we've gone away from what sports has been in every league.
Yeah, it's dumb. I hate
sucks.
it. I hate all the additions. Lucas used to do this with the NFL, where like new rules would get introduced, and he'd be like, "I hate it." Like he's very old man, yell at the clouds. I feel I'm that guy. I really am. I'm turning into that guy.
Annoying, man.
I hate all of it. By the way, Hoove-Hearted, Caleb's spitting right now.
Yeah, it's
Danny
annoying,
G,
man.
Caleb for commissioner.
Thank you, guys.
Michael Weary, Caleb, sir, you are so correct. Thank you for saying it.
Thank you. And I don't know if it's just because I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed that I don't understand all the shit. But I'm glad there's other people that are looking at it and going, what the fuck?
A lot of numbers.
16 trade exception, going over the second apron. I'm tired of it, man. I'm sick and tired of it. But speaking of our friend Lucas Klotz, I reached out to our friend.
Shout out.
And shit you may not know, I'll tell you what. Klotzy always came with these Klotzy guys you might not be familiar of from draft classes.
Oh, God.
I hit up my guy Lucas Klotz. I said, hey, man,
Oh,
you got to educate some people on a couple players from this rookie class. So we got a video here from our good friend, him spitting about a prospect that he likes. This is our friend Lucas Klotz.
Gentlemen, how are we doing today? Happy July 8th. Viewers, ladies, gentlemen, audience, how are we? So I received a text a little bit earlier, and it was from one Caleb Zarnek, and it read,
Lucas, help! I need help with my shit you don't know segment. There's not much today. Can you give me a video about an NFL rookie that's going to go off or someone that people aren't talking about?
child's play. Let's flip through my Rolodex. Hot card today.
That's a clown.
You know, I hear a lot of people talking about these rookie wide receivers. The Buckeye, Carnell Tate, very, very good wide receiver. Mekhi Lemon, Jordan Tyson, Omar Cooper Jr. I've even hyped up Ted Hurst in Tampa. But you know who's going to be more productive than all of those guys? Antonio Williams, the Clemson Tiger, joining the Washington Commanders, and Jaden Daniels. Antonio Williams, from a skill set standpoint, I think he's like 6'1". He's a little slim, can put on some weight, but he can do it all. Route technician, consistent hands, great after the catch. He's built to be an NFL wide receiver. And when you think about the fact that, I can tell you right now, Brandon Ayuk is not going to the Commanders. And Terry McLaurin, Buckeye legend, he's due to miss at least 4 to 5 games a year. And we see what that Washington offense is. They're going to be relying on Bill again. That run game is not going to be there. They lost Zach Ertz, big target monster for Jaden Daniels, and insert Antonio Williams, okay? He's going to be a third down guy. He prides himself on getting open on third down. I'm booking 80-plus receptions. We'll go 900, 1,000 yards and 5 to 6 touchdowns. More than all the other rookie wide receivers in the NFL. Bet your dollar on it. Draft them in fantasy.
Oh, wow.
There's our guy.
By the way, Xavier in the chat, that shirt is a crime. Danny G, that's a Toledo ass shirt.
A Toledo ass shirt.
What the hell is he wearing? Looks like my great grandma's couch. Ray says in the chat.
Shout out, class, man.
Ray
we'll get him together.
Shout out.
We'll get him
Shout
together.
out
Don't worry
Klotz,
about it.
Man.
I mean,
He said, let me flip through my Rolodex. All right. Well, Antonio Williams from the Commanders.
And I will
Thanks for
say, I did need it because I do have my rookie draft coming up for my Dynasty League, and I need players that are going under the radar for my team. So, I mean, thank you, Klotz, for that.
Shout out to Klotz, man.
Yeah, shout out to
Love
Klotz.
that
I
guy.
could always count on Klotz for that. I do got one more here, and this is for my friend Jeff.
Here we go.
16 years ago today, LeBron made the decision to go to the Miami Heat. He did it. We all saw it on ESPN and everything, and it's kind of one of those.
There should be like that. Now we talk about holidays and days. That should be
that
a day.
should be one, and
the decision day.
That's one of those things where it's like, where were you at during this this monumental thing that happened in history? Do you guys remember where you guys were at when LeBron made his decision?
I was probably eating a bomb pop. I think
Honestly, yeah.
I was watching it on TV.
What year was it?
16 years ago today.
That's
to this day.
16.
What year was that, though?
I
Like
was-
2012?
Yeah, I was.
11?
Well, 16 would be 2010.
2010.
I still
I was
remember
probably at the court. I don't know. I was probably just hooping by myself.
I still remember having a screenshot on my little Virgin mobile phone of him, Wade, and Bosh like together, the not one, not two, speech, man. That was crazy. But I was watching the decision live, and still to this day, I don't understand why people were so mad. Yes, he was in Cleveland for forever. He was a free agent. He could go wherever the hell he wanted to go.
Yep.
I don't think it was a crime for him to choose Miami. Like, it just wasn't. But
yeah,
to each his own.
Well,
I was fired up. I'm not gonna lie when that happened. It's kind of cool. Like after the fact, you get to see LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. Like the next couple of years were fun. That's the greatest LeBron you ever got.
Oh man, him and Wade, that shit was.
Telling you, people, you can hate on LeBron. That's part of sports. You hate on players. That's part of sports. But when he's gone,
arguably they should have won 3, but that generational Spurs team still hanging on for dear life was able to get it done, man. But
that's like that across all sports. There's players you hate, but then when they're gone, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to be, it's different. I have not seen the NBA without LeBron.
No.
It's crazy to think.
And
I was born in 2000, so I'm 3 years old. But still,
you that young?
I have not seen. Damn, Hunk, KG,
yeah, man. I'm 34. I seen them come in. I seen the high school.
I saw Grant Hill.
I seen them, man. But no.
Isn't that crazy though? I've not seen a league without LeBron.
I don't think I ever have either. Well, I guess. Wait.
I'm talking about really when I was watching.
When he was
basketball.
playing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying when I
was
popped
born
out.
in '97, so I didn't really probably start watching until I was like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
Where you, like, I remember the 04, 03. I went to a Pistons game in 03. I remember. So yeah, I guess I've always had LeBron as well.
Yeah.
When did he get drafted? 03.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So I've always had a LeBron.
Best draft ever, man.
That's crazy.
Arguably the best draft ever.
They did they did like a 30 for 30 on Darko Milicic, man. ESPN, shout out. That actually is a good one, by the way. If you haven't watched that, like it's a little documentary they did on him.
And them suits back then, holy
Oh
shit,
my
bro.
God,
Them draft day
awful,
suits, boxy as hell, boxy and long.
Crazy. Those pictures with like D Wade and LeBron in that all white, just baggy suit.
Horrible, bro. But shout out to LeBron because player empowerment. I mean, that wouldn't necessarily be a thing without him making that decision that day. So
for sure,
shout out.
What else you got? Is that all you got, Caleb?
Yeah, I think we got to go to break.
Let's go to break. The mailbag. Drop some mailbag.
We got Icon Auto.
Let's do Icon Auto.
All right, we're excited to welcome Icon Auto Repair and Collision to the Woodward Sports family here. If you've been in an accident or your vehicle needs repairs, make sure you trust the team at Icon Auto Repair and Collision. With 3 convenient Metro Detroit locations in Madison Heights, Shelby Township, and Pontiac, they've got you covered. They offer free car loaners and even offer to pay your deductible. You can visit them at iconauto.com, and it's the Icon you can count on.
Neil Rule and Sean Belizian wake you up every Monday through Friday on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. That's right, Big D Energy has moved to mornings. Get your morning dose of Neil's tone and Sean's insanity. Weekdays 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. 2 Detroit sports legends coming together for the best Detroit sports morning show there is. Big D Energy, waking you up weekdays on Detroit's #1 sports network.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Alrighty. Amnesia is proud to be available at top dispensaries across Michigan with multiple products for adults 21 and up. Their newest launch is the Switch, a 2-gram dual-chamber disposable featuring liquid diamonds. With 2 chambers and 2 different flavor profiles, you can enjoy the left, the right, or both together for a unique combination. Discover your new favorite, the Switch, by Amnesia.
We're back. It's Crunch Time Woodward Sports. We'll get to some mailbag questions before we get out of here, so drop them. Shad, he says, mailbag, why are y'all so worried about the 76ers when Embiid hasn't done shit?
Because they got Maxey, they got Edgecombe, that's a good team.
Yeah, I mean, realistically,
They got
Embiid
a
was
squad.
always, and Joel Embiid was always the number one option. He was the MVP. He never won as the number one option. Guess what? He's the third option now.
Yeah, he's
so
not
he's
the
no
number one.
longer the number one option. He's number 3 on that team. So you're talking about a guy last year who averaged 27 a game, 27, 7, and 4, I believe is his stat line last year. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
And a former MVP.
And former MVP that averaged, again, 27 and 7, or almost 27 and 8, and he's their third best player all of a sudden. Oh, and as well, VJ Edgecombe, and as well as Tyrese Maxey, and as well now Jaylen Brown. Like, that's if you watch the NBA and you know basketball at all, that's a scary lineup.
Did you see they're trying to pitch LeBron to come there?
Yeah.
He's
LeBron
one of the
And
finals
if they
guys.
get LeBron, maybe we can have a different conversation. But as of right now, I still got to see it from the Sixers.
I think the
bro.
teams that LeBron has it's the
Sixers, Cavs,
Cavs, Heat. Not even the Warriors
And I
right
think
now.
the Cavs might be out. They just paid Donovan Mitchell and all that. How the fuck they
Yeah,
gonna
the
facilitate
Heat
LeBron?
might.
Well, I should
They
have added
paid him
this.
and Harden.
I should have added this into my segment. I totally forgot, but I saw a tweet last night. It was a text from someone who lives in Cleveland that said, what is it? Is it Zuri? Is that his daughter's name?
Yeah.
She's playing in a softball league in Cleveland this summer. So, you never know.
Yeah, but that's his hometown. Like,
Yeah.
they're always going to have connections
LeBron
and go
stuff,
back
yeah.
there. And
Yeah, but they
all
live
that.
in L.A.
They have his house, I'm sure, still in
I guarantee
Cleveland.
they live in L.A. Live.
Well, no, they probably obviously because he played there, but I can guarantee you
He's
that
got
his
multiple
house.
He's still got
his
his
Yeah, but you
house in
think they're
Cleveland.
staying there in the
Absolutely.
summer in Cleveland?
Well, I mean, where are you going to find the? I mean, the best. They probably just
No,
say, hey,
Booner-
where's the best
Booner's
volleyball?
right. They-
Is it
he
in
definitely
Cleveland?
has-
Isn't it?
dude,
He
he's
built a whole school in Ohio.
Yeah,
bro.
like, he's
he
probably
has
got a
ties to
house
Ohio
there.
still.
He's barely there,
He's
but
gonna
he's got
have.
a house.
I mean, dude, Cleveland. He's always going to be connected. His family's probably going to go live there at some points of their life.
He might have a house in Miami too.
His
he might have
mom-
multiple.
yeah.
No,
He might have
seriously.
L.A. Cleveland,
When you LeBron,
Miami.
absolutely.
His
You
mom
got
probably
more than
still
one.
lives in Cleveland. Like they're in Akron. Like they're still like they have those deep connections there. I don't take that into as much account because he was always going to be like post retirement. He's probably going to be in Cleveland a lot.
Dante, thank you for the 5. He says, hey, I remember when Chris Bosh was a Toronto Raptor, or was a Toronto Raptor before he went to Miami, and I might be the only one that Heat team was Dwade's team.
CB4, man.
Bro,
Bosh
Chris
as a
Bosh.
Raptor was nice, bro.
Yeah,
Oh, he was good.
He was nice.
Yeah,
Bosh
it was
with the
D
braid.
Wade's team. It was like they did. I mean, going back, if you want to go LeBron, it's like the whole KD thing with like, Steph and like KD. It's like KD was their best player, but you could say that team was Steph's team. Like
KD was worse because his team was literally right there, like
For sure.
a game away.
Oh,
and
I
he
remember
decided
that,
to
yeah.
flip sides. That was technically worse.
Left
and
my
I
man
don't even
Russ.
hate on him for that. But nah, look, what LeBron did. And if y'all remember, the original big three in Miami was supposed to be Carmelo, Wade, and LeBron. They couldn't get Melo, and they ended up swinging for Chris Bosh, but it was supposed to be Melo kind of in that mix too. That would have been crazy.
Mailbag, Jay Hart says, his roster has indeed improved. Yes, we need another shot creator, but we currently have 5 guys that shot 40 from 3. Pistons have never had floor spacing like this. That's true. Floor spacing, his point about floor spacing is true.
Oh no, I'm a madman, so
Yeah.
I tried to educate the people. So
Yeah, it's they've definitely improved.
Yeah,
now,
I mean,
how much is the
I
debate?
understand the floor spacing is going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to clear the floor out for Cade Cunningham, but it's going to clear the floor out for Cade Cunningham and who? Like, who else is going to be? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, he's the only one that's able to create his own shot.
Mailbag, chances the Tigers make the playoffs? I say 5%. Michael Weary says.
Well, I think the percentage is
higher than
actually my cash out for my Tigers playoff thing is back to even. It's back to I put a certain amount in before it dropped down. Now I think today actually let me just see, it might be a little bit more now.
I heard it's in the 20s maybe.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the low 20s.
My cash out is actually more. I got them at plus 340 to make the playoffs. My cash out has gone up by almost half, like actually half a unit. It's actually let me look at the odds.
I don't know why the message got retracted, but Danny G in the chat said that LeBron James bought a house in Romeo, so he's coming to Detroit.
He
and
did
he's going
not.
to be my neighbor.
He
LeBron
would be lost.
LeBron's
in Romeo.
just like me, man.
There's a bunch of Caleb Zarnicks out there. That's it. And then there's LeBron.
Fucking awesome guys.
Yeah,
like
hell yeah.
also like cool
Legends.
dudes.
Tigers are
LeBron,
now-
if you want to play Greystone Orchards, I'm in.
There's some net. He could play some golf out there for sure.
Yeah,
he could.
Tigers now. So they were plus 340. I put the bet in on when was that? When did I place? 6/23. So June 23rd, 2 or 3 weeks ago. They were plus 340. They are now plus 250. So they are moving in the right direction.
Wow. There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Danny G says, Booner, what's 7 times 8?
Why? What is that for? 56?
Got it.
56.
I don't know. That
All
might.
right, Booner, let me ask you this real quick. So let's say, and because you said you were bad with the grammar, so let's say this was my sentence.
I'm better at math.
Let's say this
He's
is my
drilling.
let's say this is my sentence. If I said, yeah, I'm going to the grocery store. Jeff is coming too. Which two would you use?
Well, the first one would be TO and the second one would be TOO.
There we go.
So you do know the difference.
I've learned. I'll tell you guys off here how I learned in the last year, but it's actually a funny situation of how I learned.
Hooked on phonics? How was it? Like,
I had someone teach me, a friend of mine teach me.
I think periodically throughout the show we should just give you times tables, like just randomly, just times tables.
I'm good at like algebra and stuff. Like I actually like in school the only subject that I actually enjoyed was math. Like I genuinely was like I enjoy this.
Wow.
This is fun.
You might be the first person I've ever heard.
Everything
say
else
that.
I hated. I thought everything else was.
So
the
we
worst.
got you on English though. English.
Oh, I'm a dead last. Like I hate reading.
That was
I hate
my
writing.
best subject.
All right.
I hate it all. I do not like English.
12 by 12 times tables. I'm tough. Like I'm pretty nasty at those.
Okay.
What is a noun, Booner?
I have no clue.
Let's get the hell landed on that.
I don't have any definitions.
Appreciate you all. As always, we'll be live tomorrow, 11 to 1 p.m. Also, don't forget, Braylon Anson, heavyweights, 5 to 7. Braylon Anson, 2 to 4. We appreciate Kool-Aid. We appreciate John Macaroon. We appreciate Gary Foster. We'll see you guys tomorrow from Jeff Freddy, Booner, KG, Intern Riley, and Caleb Zarnick.
Peace. Love you guys.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.